Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Black Set Society, episode number 72. We're back at it again with another great episode. And some news on my end. Are you sure I'm not lagging? Because I don't want to. Yo, someone better not at me. I'm important NXT while I'm not watching. I don't want to be lagging while this happens because I might have to switch computers. So, chat, if you could let me know if I'm lagging at all, because sometimes they lag, but I don't know if it's them or me. So let me know in the chat. But ultimately, today's going to be a great episode. And this week is going to be a great week for one of our captains over here. So shout out that boy Lonnie, man. Shout out that boy Lonnie. Lonnie, you ain't gonna. Where are you at?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was getting my shit together. No, I'm doing good. Can't wait.
Did he get a cut?
Of course.
Yeah.
So the haircut is fine.
Look at those edges. Ooh, clean. Let's go.
Look at my boy, bro.
The freshest of things.
No, I almost fought my barber. I almost went to jail.
That's crazy.
What'd you fight your barber for? What did he do?
Yo, because it was supposed to be like a 2.5. So I was like 2.5 because like I still had like some of the red on top. So I was like, just make it 2.5 so I still have a little bit of hair or whatever. And then, does this look like a 2.5 to you? No.
No, it's going like I think
a weak nigga.
No. It's gonna be enough that it's gonna be like, okay, there's something there, bro. He gave you the thrag. What's wrong with that?
I did get the thrag.
This, I'm telling you, these elitist mindsets.
Look at that, bro.
Right, you did. Hey, you're luck. I had a barber that messed up my haircut so bad, bro. My hairline was literally halfway down.
He gave you the Stephen A.
Bro,
he did not. A. Smith.
The hairline, because I didn't know this at first, so he cut my hair, and then I knew this was a new guy because the old guy wasn't here. So it's like he's the only one here. So I'm like, okay, do it. My hairline was like that, straight up. It was like that, and I was like, oh fuck no. And I had to go find the other dude. Yo, I need you to fix my cut because this is bad. And he fixed it, and then my hairline ended up going backwards because of it. So, yeah, that was.
Bruh, you never go to the new guy though. You never. I'll leave and come back if my guy ain't there.
He relocated, and I didn't know, so I had to find him.
That means you didn't have that good connection with your barber. My barber lets me know if he moves.
Yeah,
I'm a loyal customer.
Oh, and chat, don't listen to Santo be an elitist. It's called having standards. It's called having some goddamn standards.
Okay, buddy.
Get jiggy. I don't know.
All right.
Stuck in my head.
To kind of go through our P's and Q's, of course. Appreciate everybody who's watching the podcast and listen to the podcast. If you are, rate the podcast 5 stars, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll do this podcast every Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Shout out our Bankai members. Those are the people who are signed up for, I think, our $2.99 tier. We also have a 99-cent tier. Anybody who signs up gets exclusive content from us that we post for our members, all members. So just easy, get that extra content. I've been posting those Game of Thrones review with me and Miles. Of course, we got, Santo's top 10s. And Lonnie did a Tower of God full review. Like, if you really want to get the Tower of God, watch that video. Because me and Lonnie really dove into Tower of God for y'all. So make sure to sign up for our membership tier. And yeah, gents, how we feeling?
Feeling good. I mean, I'm lying to you. We don't feel good.
Life is good. Me and Random was able to do the No Name Wrestling podcast, which was a blast. Shout out to those guys over there. I got cooked in the comments because I didn't have Sean and Taker as the number 1 match of all time in the comments, but I don't.
You were wrong for that.
Look, Santo,
wrong for that.
I'll defend you in a lot of things, man, but I couldn't. I can't defend you on that.
It's great. I just gotta, sometimes you just gotta be different, just to engage in the content.
Wait, which Sean and Taker?
Being different is being wrong.
The first one.
Oh, first Sean. What did you have over Sean and Taker?
had Triple Threat. It was Randy, pretty much Daniel Bryan winning the belt, and Cody Rowan.
Sean Taker better
surprised,
than both
the
of
triple
those.
threat I'm surprised about. I'm not mad at Cody Roman.
The first one, not the second one. The first one.
Because I had everything in general.
Yeah, in Hollywood.
Build,
That's the
and
same face I
in-ring.
made, Riddell. That's the same face I made.
39 Roman and Cody.
Because I had everything. I had promos. I had in ring. I had expectations. I mean, Cody won Rumble and lost. Like that was huge.
I hear you, but you know what? I'm a Cody Glazer, so I'm not gonna be too upset. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm gonna say that. That is interesting. Also, don't forget, sign up, go to our link tree, go to our Discord. We have a great community over there. We're still innovating. We have some really good ideas for the Discord as we continuously innovate. We had some really good features. We have the Team Hero, Team Villain stuff going on. We did a watch along yesterday where me, Random Miles, a couple other people joined in the voice chat to watch the beginning after the end, which I think Lonnie was overreacting about, I'll be honest, after watching that first episode. But we do a lot of great stuff over there for sure.
Was I really overreacting?
The
anime community doesn't think so.
In terms of animation,
are elitists.
In terms of animation,
you in the vast minority. That's all I got. You in the vast minority. If you think it was good, if you say it's mid or it's just okay, cool. Because I thought the first episode was mediocre. It was fine. It was whatever.
The first episode starts out the story.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it, but
yeah,
that opening was fire, bro. I don't care.
Shut up, Todd.
Now he's just
That's the first time.
I'm saying the music. Wait. The music.
No, he actually legit thinks and I don't think the music's bad at all. Like,
What I said yesterday was, if the song is fire, I like the opening. I like the song. I said it yesterday.
All right, man. Hey, we'll go over. We're gonna discuss some of the anime for the spring 2025 season, of course. And maybe even do a little bit of a ranking on like which anime we're looking forward to the most. We'll see how we kind of work that out. But there's a lot of really good anime this season compared to last season, so it should be a lot of fun to talk about that. We're gonna do a top 10 for most evil moments in anime, so that should be something, of course. And we got plenty of topics to talk about when it comes to Agenda Hour, specifically talking about Solo Leveling and talking about the return of One Piece. And then maybe talking about both of them in the same breath. We'll see how that kind of works out. And real quick, of course, I always do this, kind of reading off the polls that I put out from our last top 10s. So what is the best cartoon? 45% said the Boondocks, so everybody was kind of in line. I think we all said the Boondocks too. Number 2 was Avatar, so shout out. They're locked in there. South Park number 3 and Teen Titans number 4. And then I did another poll, which cartoon is more popular? They did have South Park winning 57% to Avatar's 43%. So, fair enough.
I still think that was wild because we brought that up with the no-name guys and they thought you were tripping. Yeah. When you try to argue South Park was less popular than Avatar and Teen Titans. So
now, Avatar I stand by, but Teen Titans I probably would think a little bit more. But I do think Teen Titans impact is great, but after thinking about it, probably not Teen Titans, but I'll stick with Avatar.
You can stick by it, Riddell, but just statistically, it has 3 times the viewership per episode. Just say it's 3.
Notoriety is not the same as popularity.
Just 3 times the audience than Avatar.
Just because more people have seen something doesn't make it more popular. But we already went through all of this. That's not the definition of popularity. It's not. It's not.
Over like 25 years?
What? South Park has been longer. What do you mean?
Not 25 years. For however long South Park's been, it has been 3 times bigger in terms of audience than Avatar ever was. Its latest season, which is like what?
No, it's in terms of how many people
18. It's still larger than Avatar's peak audience.
No,
how is that not more popular?
You're talking about a statistic of people who viewed the episode. That's not a determiner of the audience. We don't know how big the audiences are. That's just how many people viewed an episode. I don't think I've never done this. Go like your audience is based purely about the number of times people have watched the episode. That's not how
many people watch it when it comes out. Like
live viewership.
Episode one. 3 times more people watch episode 1 than they watch for Avatar. Episode 2, 3 times more people watch it than for episode 2. So it's like more people are watching South Park than more people are watching Avatar. It's just numbers. If 1 million people watch something compared to 100,000 people, the show that has 1 million people is more popular by default.
I mean, no, that's notoriety. I already brought that up. It's like how many people have seen it. When it comes to popularity, there's other aspects that go into it. It's the conversation, the impact, the way it influences people. All those are factors in determining popularity. It just Miles, you're muted.
for good reason. I was asking what the fuck Random got going on.
Right. So, I don't know. You know that song "Get Jiggy"?
No, but you bumping.
It's all over. What kind? My little cousin sent it to me yesterday, and it's catchy. And I've just been like, I don't even know who freaking sings the song. It's like nah, get jiggy. I can't even like. I'm just locked in on it. I can't get out my head, so I'm just trying to dance it out. If that makes any sense. Sorry. Y'all having a fantastic conversation. I've already said
Riddell tripping. We can move on. That's why
I'm not.
Riddell tripping.
Riddell.
I wasn't. I just named the poll. I didn't want to go back into this conversation. Lonnie brought it back to this point.
Why are you running?
Yeah, we already talked about it because we have more stuff to talk about today. So let's move on. Do we want to go into the agenda hour, or do we want to kind of dive into the spring 2025 anime first? What are we feeling?
Why not?
Whatever y'all want to do.
I need a decision.
A bunch of indecisive motherfuckers.
I know, right?
Let's get into the agenda hour. Let's get into the agenda hour. Let's get into the spring season. But I do want to start off on a good note.
Why?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Me and Ty outvoted you anyway. So agenda.
I said, Lonnie, this is not like you.
You want to start out
trying to be in good spirits.
This is definitely April Fool's right now because Team Hero acting like villains.
I'm sure.
Hey, there's a reason why Lonnie's happy and good spirits. Because this man has a great moment coming up. Of course, go support the boy.
Sir.
Go support. He's feeling good. The vibes are up. That barber might have done something he didn't like, but he's still gonna look fresh at his wedding day. All that good stuff. You love to see it. All that good stuff.
My boy.
All right, well, let's dive right into agenda hour. So, a lot of things up for the agenda here today. I think we can start it off. Nah, let him rock. Let that man rock. How many people have seen the Solo Leveling finale?
Oh, I saw it. I seen it.
Okay, what is our thought? Solo Leveling, the biggest anime of the season, is finally over. What are we thinking?
Ore farming to its best degree. The ore farming. They got the scene right that everyone loves that like was on my girl's phone screen with like Sung Jin Woo with the tie. You had to deal with that, just deal with that for months. But no, it was a decent way to end it. Unfortunately, like the next season's probably gonna take a little longer because the producer has other anime projects to deal with. But that was a good way to end it.
It maximized its time in a week season. It was great. I'm with Jaden and Miles where Jinwoo versus Beru. Like I had higher expectations than what we had. I was disappointed with what we had. But I mean it was a cool fight, but for where people were trying to put the fight was disappointing in my opinion. Like come on now. We're not putting it like don't even think Sukuna Maharaga or don't even put it there. Like we've seen a lot of people try to say, like I'm not even gonna try to antagonize the One Piece media cartel at all, But
Huh.
once
Look at
Riddell
that.
said that thing about where they think solo leveling is at, I was like, all right, chill out. Like, chill. I haven't seen a piece of One Piece, and I'm not even going to disrespect it like that for real. So it maximizes time in the week season.
We're not going to spoil the webtoons. Well, we're just going to talk about the anime.
I think the season ended well. I'm more disappointed in the fans than the anime itself. I think to say disappointed in the fight that we got, I don't think so. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I didn't have it that high anyway. So again, anime fans have a lot of expectations, and that's where we get the whole, oh, I'm disappointed, I'm this, I'm that. Shout out to Lonnie and his barber. But I just generally think it was okay. It was just okay.
Oh yeah.
Is it bad that I haven't watched it yet?
You're not missing nothing.
You're not missing out.
You read it, right? You read it, Tom?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
wow.
It is the biggest anime of the season, to be fair, right? So
I might. Well, here's the thing, right? Every time I think I'm gonna watch it, I always get like the it's such a weird mixed reviews I'm getting. Like either it's the best thing ever or it's extremely mid. And a lot of the fans, they be like, every time people say they want to see more of the characters, the fans always say, what I've seen is like, yo, it's called solo leveling. I'm like, well, so it's just one nigga? Like,
no, it knows what it is, Todd. That's all it is. It knows exactly what it is. Like it's your shonen fantasy, like to the nth degree with a badass main character, aura farms. Like it knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to be anything else that it's not. Even though it does do some things to, like the anime does do some things to help the story out a little bit, like the gradual build up in the first two seasons to Jeju Island, and things to show that the main characters are actually doing stuff than just outright dropping them from the story like the manhwa does. Like it does do some things, but we're not getting a 5-star meal right now from Solo. That's not what it is.
That's how y'all make it seem.
I mean, some of the fans, someone said a really good point, and before I get into that point, that I do think is actually pretty valid from like the very casual of anime fans. I will say that obviously a lot of people know, kind of, if you've been watching, I've said it, I think solo leveling is kind of meh. I think the story is kind of meh. But one thing I will say is that I did like the moment when Beru finally arisen. That was the one I was waiting for. I was waiting for Beru to get arisen because he's the only shadow that can talk. So his interaction with Sung Jin-woo is just entertaining. That's all it is. It's very entertaining. As for Sung Jin-woo and what happened in the finale and everything, yeah, all the other characters are irrelevant. But Sung Jin-woo, I do think, even though he's an aura farmer, he's a character. He's a good character. Like, he's a character you can enjoy, you can watch. He's entertaining. If you want a kingly character, he is the Shadow Monarch. You'll learn more about the monarchs later on from future seasons. Jin-woo is a fun character to follow, get behind, and see what he does. So I'll give you that. The one thing that I will bring up that someone else said that I do think is valid when we're comparing Demon Slayer and solo leveling, he said, I like solo leveling because it doesn't have all that weird weeby crap that other anime have. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that's very valid. Like, you could just watch, see crazy fights, see Sung Jin-woo be a badass. You don't have to worry about the cringe weeby stuff, because even in Demon Slayer, like, stuff with Nezuko can get pretty cringe. Stuff with Zenitsu can get pretty cringe. I hear that. So I think that was
about weeby. What does that mean?
Like their cringe weeby stuff. Like
I think like that's probably like the Japanese gimmicks, like the little comical moments that are like more like in the Japanese culture that like don't really appeal to like some TV casuals, not like anime casuals, but TV casuals. Just like the silly stuff, I guess. Like solo leveling doesn't really have a lot of silly moments, so I guess that's why like some casuals are attracted to it, because it's just action. There's not really a lot of Japanese comedy in it, and it's just
I don't think the Japanese comedy part like we don't have to slight something to like up something else. I just think the action and the aura is what keeps people around. And I kind of touched on that last night when we were having our little powwow about it. That's actually something I feel like is a little hard to do, and we're kind of underrated how hard that is. There would be a bunch of solo levelings around if it was easy to do that. Just create a story and create hype off aura and action alone. So I think they're doing something unique in their own way. Now, the comparisons to One Piece, I think y'all good gas, but no, I think solo leveling is good at what it provides. I really do.
Yeah.
Were we done talking about the season part of solo leveling?
Go ahead, Random.
Get violent, Lonnie.
The biggest, I guess, part was the demon girl. They made her into a complete joke character in the anime because they tried to kind of keep it more dramatic in the manhwa. I can't speak for the light novel, but she turned into a joke character in the anime, and that's fine. She wasn't really that important anyway, other than, hey, I'm gonna be your guide and then stand there. I guess you could say she did do the Vegeta thing where if she doesn't throw that sword at the demon monarch, Jinwoo might lose. But other than that, she wasn't really that important.
Yeah. Just wanted to praise solo leveling a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're pretty mean to solo leveling, so we gave it a little praise. Some good moments for the finale. Sun Jinwoo, I do think is a badass. So shout out Sun Jinwoo, the ore farmer, because the people who are saying solo leveling has a better written story than One Piece is crazy. That's just insanity. That's just nuts.
I even me. I'm the newest person to One Piece here. That is wild.
But we've seen this happen before with like big animes. Like when Demon Slayer like season 2 came out, they were saying it was better than AOT. They said it was better. They were saying it was better than FMA and One Piece. Like it's the new big thing, and so the new casuals are gonna be like, oh yeah, it's the best thing ever. It's better than this, than that. Like we've seen this before. So I'm not.
Also, I've seen a lot of people compare to JJK. I'm like, y'all don't do JJK like that, bro.
Like, don't do JJK like that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But they are doing something interesting now. The solo leveling. I don't know if you want to put the spoiler alert. I'm not. Well, I don't. I could like say without spoilers.
That's two different sayings.
Yeah, saying something like, you like something and saying something is better is not the same thing. I don't know how many times I have to say this. It's not the same thing. If you're saying it is better than One Piece, that has nothing to do with how you feel about it. You're stating an objective fact.
For example, Tokyo Ghoul is my favorite manga, but I'm never gonna say Tokyo Ghoul is better than One Piece or AOT or whatever. I enjoy it more. There's plenty of FMA is like number two or three on my list, but there's like at least 15 to 20 anime that I enjoy more than FMA. But I can understand that FMA is a better product and a better story than the things that I enjoy. There is a difference. But back to solo leveling.
I agree.
Because they are doing a very interesting thing, but it's also at the same time pretty casual. So in the latest chapters of the sequel, which I feel like is probably going to be like it might be their trend that they start doing moving forward with like the solo leveling verse. The light novel version of Sung Jinwoo's son,
Jinno.
Yeah, he fought the manga version of his son, where it's like they made it seem like it's different realities, like a multiverse. So like they're establishing a solo leveling multiverse, and like I think he fought another version of himself. Yeah, he fought a third version of himself if like he never got nerfed as a child or whatever like that. So if they're doing the whole multiverse angles, especially like combining like light novels and things like that, then I feel like they can kind of like remix solo leveling as much as they want. Eventually, like for a few years down the line, we can see like a female Sung Jinwoo, or we can see mech solo leveling. Like if they keep on doing multiverse stuff like that, I feel like that could be like their thing that just keeps the engine going if they want to milk it. And yeah, I think it's the first that we've seen like a light novel version, because usually the light novel is the first thing that, and then like they make the manga and anime based off the light novel. They sometimes take stuff out, but it's usually the same thing. So like the light novel version fighting the manga version, it was lit. It's lit now, like it's still going, but it's pretty interesting.
From what I understand, the light novel version of Jinno has different stats than the manhwa version.
He does.
So maybe to make the story fit into a manhwa, they changed certain things. Now, if I remember correctly in the manhwa, because I saw the panel, I'm not caught up yet. but the light novel one uses swords instead of daggers. So that changes how. So maybe that's more of like, to use Elden Ring terms, maybe that's instead of it being more of like a dex build, he uses more of a strength build. You know, if that makes any sense. So I like the idea. Now, obviously, there's certain things like the mech solo leveling. I don't know about all that.
That's just a stretch. But I'm saying they can come up with different versions, like different universes.
I think it's a good idea because at this point, Jinwoo is so absurdly powerful. Like the man's literally fighting like to save reality or some shit somewhere else right now. And so it makes sense that maybe in order to help Jinwoo with his overall fight, he needs to get all these different versions of his sons. Because with Jinwoo, because the first thing I thought when I heard that, I was like, why doesn't he just get another version of himself? But Jinwoo like reset reality, so there's no other version of him. So that makes sense why he's gonna, maybe his son is the person that, let me get all the ones, let me get the one I didn't nerf, and that's the one, and that'll help him. I think it's a good idea. From everything I've seen with Ragnarok, I like the additions. The author really learned what he learned a lot from Solo. He's spending a lot of time in the story. He's bringing back some side characters that people really loved and sad that they're gone. Like the demon girl comes back in a very big way in Ragnarok. So I think I like the idea. Let's see. Multiverse is tough, but if he can pull it off, I'm here for it.
And Mystic, the version of him that he's fighting right now is the light novel version. I don't know if you read the light novel, but that is the light novel version, because the light novel had to go through different trials and stuff like that the manga version didn't have to go through, and that's why he has some of the stuff that he has. So if they're using different versions of a character, that's multiverse, because he also fought a child version of himself. That's a different version. So
didn't AOT do the same? Didn't AOT say that the manga and the anime are in different continuities?
I don't remember that.
I'm not sure.
But the anime does tell their story a bit different in season 1, but overall it's pretty much the same story.
I was just asking, but I still think that's that's ambitious, and why not? Which tells me if Ragnarok gets made, that's a whole different version. That could be a whole different version. Now he's fighting his Manwha self and his light novel self and the kid that hasn't been nerfed. That could be freaking crazy.
What's the agenda here?
They claim it, aren't they?
No, I'm just kind of confused.
We just say what solo leveling's actually do, because for months we're like, oh, solo leveling doesn't have a story. There's no depth. There's no depth. They're adding depth.
No, I was confused.
That was glazing. You see this shit?
Yo,
shout out to Todd, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Tell me you don't care without saying you don't care.
Why y'all glazing?
That's some nasty work. That's some nasty work.
Bro, can we get over this and talk about One Piece? That's what he wants.
Well, One Piece's anime is coming back. Miles, what episode does it come back with? Like, what happens from the episode it comes back? Because I don't follow the anime, so
it's gonna be shortly before the appearance of Kizaru. So I think they're working on escaping as of now. All of the pretty much major Egghead related stuff, other than like the Vegapunk message and all of that stuff, has been resolved. And they're going to be starting to make way with the escape plan. So they're going to be leaving the Labo phase. They're going to kind of be splitting up here. Zoro kind of staying around in the Labo phase, fucking around with Lucci. The rest of the crew starting to get out. Luffy's going to basically detect a strong presence, who's going to be Kizaru, and that's going to usher pretty much that engagement with Kizaru trying to kill Vegapunk. Some of the Straw Hats trying to get away, and the conflict is going to kind of come to a head.
what is some of the stuff we want to see from this One Piece anime? Like, what are we looking forward the most for this Egghead fight and Egghead increased One Piece animation? What's our expectations?
The thing I'm most excited for is how they're gonna show off Joy Boy. How they're gonna kind of silhouette him, how they're gonna have his voice, because he has lines, and then how they make his hockey look. And then I'm interested about the elders as well. I think that's gonna be a tall task, having those 5 like colossal beings. Are they gonna go with CGI? They have a lot of effects just with the way they interact with the story. They have like the there's going to be a lot going on. You're going to have these essentially 5 colossal beings that are all awakening. So you're going to have that fire animated. I think they're going to do a good job. Obviously, is One Piece, but it's going to be a lot of difficult execution they got to do. It's going to be difficult.
I wonder. We haven't gotten that part where remember when we're yeah, I would say Santo. Yeah, I would say boy, it's not crazy spoiler. You remember the part where Bonnie sees Luffy in the sky, and then we see like she's like, oh, this was like, and she remembers what Kuma told her about Joy Boy, and I want them to take a lot of creative liberty that they did like with 1015. 1015 is still probably my favorite episode I've ever seen. Like when you see Yamato reading Odin's message, his notes, and then you see like her like visually be in the world at where Luffy was and where Roger. That shit was fire, bro. I want something like that. Something where they just take a lot of creative liberty with displaying certain scenes. I don't know what specifically, but that's one of the ones I was thinking because that is like a big moment of that arc, I think. So
I'm with that with the creative liberties part. Like the two things that stand out for me is like when we see Bonnie use her devil fruit, because there's still question marks on the extent, the limitations of this broken devil fruit that we expect to be broken. When we see it in the manga, she doesn't do anything crazy, but I wonder if they're really going to lean into like what exactly can she do in comparison to Luffy, right? So I want to see that, and I want to see if they highlight certain moments and like B-roll when Vegapunk goes down his whole speech about the world. When he does that speech, I am very curious to see character interactions, character faces, expressions. Are we going to see certain scenes that we should really pay attention to? So I'm very curious to see if they do that as well, because even though reading the manga is obviously great, there are some things that the anime has shown me already. Then it's like it's that extra bit of nuance it's that extra bit of details that tells a lot. For example, the voice acting for Emu tells a lot. It tells a whole bunch. So I want to see more of that stuff that can kind of visualize it a little better for the audience. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Now that you brought that up, a scene I'm curious about is Oda kind of confirmed in the SBS that Kizaru does help Luffy in Egghead. He gives him the food after their fight. I want to know how they do that. Are they going to throw in a little sprinkle to let us know? Or are they going to stick with people just kind of wondering how he got the food?
You better spam that pause button, boy. It's like
probably, yeah.
You gotta spam that. See that yellow streak on that screen.
That flash, yeah.
A little flash, real quick. We here. Lonnie, what about you? What you looking forward to?
For One Piece?
Yeah, for the anime coming back.
I mean, they took a break, and like that little clip that we saw, it did look crazy. The hockey looked crazy from Luffy, and I'm prepared to see like some I would say some like near Ufotable Maharaga Sukuna type animation. They already had the best animation. No, Miles, they already had the best. I'm not for certain moments, not throughout the whole thing. Like not like that. They already had like arguably the best animation last year, and they took a break to make that animation even better. The Garp scene went at least a top 3, top 5 anime moment of the year. Blackbeard versus Law, peak. The Shanks animation, peak. And they said, "Oh, this isn't good enough. We need to take a break to level it up." So yes, I'm expecting to see some next level type when all the old men pull up and they all transform. I expect peak.
Yeah,
when that little string pulls and that hockey.
That's what I'm saying. Those two moments they have
higher music. I'm expecting some peak animation. I need niggas' souls leaving their bodies from the hockey. I need all that. Yeah. When we get to see that other person use Luffy stuff, I don't want to say no spoilers for animes only, but when that person uses that, I need to see some crazy stuff. So I think they have a good chance to really do something transcendent with the end of Egghead going into Elbaf, especially like because probably by October, like when it's like Halloween time, we might get around like when we get to see the other Shanks and we get to see more of the Holy Knights and stuff like that. I'm expecting some crazy stuff. So
Wait, is Random listening?
he hasn't read a lick of One Piece. He don't know what the hell.
I know. I'm just saying. Never know.
According to him yesterday, by the time he gets back from the wedding, he's gonna be done with Naruto. Mm-hmm. And then me and him are supposed to be watching One Piece together, following his return from the wedding. I'm gonna see how that goes.
Hey, chat, you heard it here. Timestamp 35:35. Random after he comes back from the wedding will not only have Naruto finished, but also will start watching One Piece with Miles.
Unbelievable.
You really want him to have?
Wait, where's Random at Naruto?
So according to what he just told me yesterday, Sakura just screamed for Naruto to come, and the pain fight is starting.
Oh, well, that's like 300 chapters, probably.
Oh, Riddell, could I please ask him that? Would you rather that I texted you about?
No. No. Hold on.
Random is frozen on my screen.
Yeah, Random frozen.
Yeah, Random
Your
frozen.
camera's cooked.
I thought he was just making that face.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
No facts.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you just looking to the side right now, Random.
No, I don't care. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear you. We don't know what your face is looking like.
Look. When I told you I threw the fucking phone away, let me stop.
What was it?
I think from the death, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Random. I really need you to. All right. I think it's fixed. Hold on.
Who died?
Oh, it's fixed.
He's at pain. So the big person died. Big boy Jiraiya.
You said you ended with Sakura screaming, right?
He's past that.
Yeah,
he's past that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to talk to you after that because I was like, hey, bro, they need to do him like that.
What, Jiraiya?
Yeah, my boy pulled up and got jumped.
It needed to happen, man.
My Nick, he got
unfortunately, but it did.
You needed to feel when that popsicle dropped. You needed to feel.
Wait, what was it? Would you rather?
But Riddell, I really need to ask him this question because I've been waiting months. I texted you ahead of time months ago because that's how long we've been waiting for this. So Random, I have a question for you. And I need you to look me in my eyes when I ask you this.
No, because the last time you had me choose between Shao Tucker and the Rumble.
He's frozen again.
You're frozen again.
You ain't gonna be looking at nobody's eyes, man.
Yeah, nah. Nah, ask the question. I'm not looking at you now anyway, even if my camera was fine.
No, because we need this for a clip.
All right,
we can leave that picture in for a clip too.
That's just gonna be his expression the entire time, anyway.
Ask the damn question.
So this, I've been waiting months for this. So would you rather you have to kill one, Koro Sensei or Jiraiya? And if you kill Koro Sensei, he doesn't save the world. You just have to kill
him. You a son of a bitch, you know that? Because I love. Look, I'm gonna be. Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I wasn't a big fan of Jiraiya at the start. You know, I just thought, too much of that. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna have to kill Kuro Sensei and feel like a piece of shit. Because I can't with Jiraiya. So what I think my problem was when you first meet Jiraiya, and I think at this point I told Miles yesterday, I am not a fan of Shippuden. I am not a fan. I really like OG Naruto a lot in terms of just how it feels like the story, the way they fight. I'm just not a fan. But Jiraiya is one of the few characters where I'm like, absolutely. Like just keep the hentai at home and we chilling, bro. Like that's the only thing I ask. And for him to go and the what could have been with Tsunade, that shit. Thank God my camera's frozen because I'm killing Kuro Sensei, and I feel like a piece of shit. That's my answer to your question.
Anyone else have a different answer? Everyone killing Koro Sensei.
I'm gonna keep Koro Sensei alive, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm killing Jiraiya.
Yeah.
I'm stabbing Jiraiya with the quickness.
Yeah, man. We like Jiraiya, but
I see
especially
what
when you added the world needed to be saved too. Yeah, I'm killing Jiraiya.
No, that's
It doesn't
different.
save
That's
the world. No, you
different.
just gotta kill Koro.
That's different. If I gotta save the world, hey Jiraiya, it's been real, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell
Koro
you.
Sensei is more fun to be around.
Yeah,
I hear you, but at the same time, I think I understand what Random is saying. Like, Koro Sensei reached the finale of his life, basically. Even like without the whole world thing, Jiraiya still had a lot to give, right? So I can see the logic. Like you like he said, you wanted to see Jiraiya end up with Tsunade. You want to see Jiraiya see like Naruto fulfill his destiny. Koro Sensei pretty much accomplished everything he had to accomplish. So I see the logic. I'm not mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all.
My man Jiraiya be catching all the perv strays and Kakashi just chilling. Like he don't reading that shit at all times.
Kakashi's his number one fan.
That's what I'm saying, but nobody say nothing about him because he cool or whatever. He be reading that book all day.
Miles, you know
to
how
the point that he's to the
cool.
point that he's willing to let Naruto and Sakura do their thing just so he doesn't get spoiled.
Yeah, he weird.
Hey, if you look cool, if you're handsome, you know you get away with.
I would say, aren't all the mentors like that? I mean, almost all of them. Iruka, the third Hokage, the nigga with the shades, Jiraiya, Kakashi.
Iruka was he reading the book? I don't remember.
No, not.
He was reading the book, but he's a perv.
Yeah, because remember the sexy juicy worked on him. If sexy juicy worked on you, that means that's what that. I'm just listen, man.
That's a stretch. I'm sorry.
That
is
is
a
That's what I mean.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Should you get a nosebleed? No, but like if
but you know the
that's what you
nosebleed
mean.
thing is that you know when a nosebleed thing, the person like gets a nosebleed and they fly across the room. That's what the story is saying. This guy's a little pervy.
I hear what you're saying.
Lonnie, Kaguya is low-key the OG Gooner. What do you mean? She came to Earth on the run from Momoshiki and them. She found a human male. She's like, "Oh, we chilling, we good." She discovered
he was a piece of shit too. She didn't care. He was a piece of shit.
And that sexy jutsu worked on her too. A little. It stalled her. It was like, oh damn. So, hey man, that's tough. That's tough. All right. Before we move off of agenda hour, there's a big agenda that the gents wanted to talk about. I'm probably just going to be listening. There's a man who's been calling out another man in the sports world, Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James. Let's talk about it.
Who wants to go first?
Random brought up the topic, so I'm curious to hear what he has to say.
I'm quick. LeBron James good, Stephen A. bad. That's the extent of my opinion.
LeBron has done nothing wrong.
LeBron has done zero.
Absolutely.
He should have went harder.
I don't know if he should have went harder.
It's not. But yeah, I don't think LeBron has done any. I don't think LeBron has done anything wrong. Sports media right now is not even about. They're not even analysts at this point. They're just pushing narratives. And when you use somebody's son like that, I have no issue with a father defending him because he wasn't even talking about his game or anything. It was pushing a narrative. I completely agree with everything LeBron said.
He's back.
It is completely narrative based, and like NBA talk in terms of like ESPN and all that. Like I feel like it's just they don't talk basketball anymore. Like we don't hear about the Rockets like that, and they're like what second or third in the West right now. We don't really get to hear about how like the Detroit Pistons have been like ascending this year compared to last year when they were like one of the worst teams in the league. Like we don't get to hear like real basketball talk. It's just what's a superstar doing? What did a superstar say? And then what's this narrative I can push? Like that's basically all it is now. So
it's crazy. I saw Charles Barkley say the Cavs don't even know how to play basketball. They're the number one seed in the East. Like it's annoying at this point. I can't even watch it anymore. It's annoying.
Also, Bronny is playing around his draft status.
Exactly.
He's playing better than
that's the weirder thing. Like when Stephen A was like, stop doing this, LeBron. Like he's playing like his draft status.
And then they say go back to the G League. That same weekend he dropped 39. So it's like
That was so
he's
weird.
too
They say
good
he
for the
should
G
be.
League. It's weird.
One of the weird things with Charles Barkley said she said he should be in the G League. I'm like, Charles Barkley. He said he should be in the G League instead of on the Lakers bench. I'm like, Charles Barkley, do you not know he's been in the G League this whole time? I was like, I feel like I don't know. That to me, that just sounds like they're not that informed. If you're saying that he should not be on the Lakers bench and should be in the G League, but he's been in the G League for months, I don't know what to say to that. Like
LeBron said it perfectly. They're like, when it comes to athletes talking sports, they're of course like you want like athletes that people actually play the game. Like of course like their opinions mean something. But like he said, some people they don't know basketball. When they got to the NBA based off their athletic ability and then be able to do like a few good things, but they don't really understand the game. They don't watch the game themselves. Like so like someone like Charles Barkley, who he was a great player, MVP and stuff like that, but we all know like he was a shit defender. He did not take care of his body, stuff like that. So him calling like, "Oh, this guy's out of shape," or "Oh, this guy doesn't play," like you know nothing about defense, you know nothing about defensive schemes because you never did it yourself. So it's like, and things along that nature, like just guys that like they got off their success more off their talent than their actual mindset and like their actual IQ. Like their opinions don't mean as much to me. Like it's.
I'm playing a little devil's advocate, a little nuance to the.
you always advocating for Satan.
Hey man, with that said,
Damn.
I personally think I think a better way to phrase it is that they don't watch NBA because I don't think most of them watch the NBA at all. I do think they know basketball though. Like they know the game of basketball. They know the schemes and everything. I just want to throw that out there because someone might go like, "What do you mean, Charles Barkley doesn't know basketball? He knows basketball. These MFers just don't watch the NBA. Like they do not know what the players are doing. They don't know about the new schemes. They don't know how the game has changed. They don't know about the new rules. Really, I'm not gonna say it's in totality, but a lot of it is just more casual viewpoint based off a veteran's experience. So, you know. Just throw that up.
Yeah, they very much stuck in their ways. They'd be like, I remember a time Charles Barkley was like, the Celtics should stop shooting all those threes. I'm like, bro, they were the best 3-point shooting team in the league. Why would they stop? Like,
exactly.
They got like 6 dudes shooting over 40%. Why would they stop doing that? That doesn't make sense.
I'm saying like, oh yeah, OKC's top 5 in offensive defense, but they're young, so it doesn't matter. What?
Yeah, I don't know. Every team has to win their very first time to win their very first time. You know.
As a basketball casual looking at this from the other side, the only thing LeBron did wrong, and I mentioned it to Miles yesterday, was the stray at Brian Windhorst. Like Miles said, he was lashing out at that point, and I heard a lot. Look, as a casual on the outside looking in, Lonnie's already mentioned it. The state of basketball discourse is so horrendous that I don't really like engaging in it because it's basically like, to talk about it from a football sense, it's what people do with quarterbacks. Quarterbacks have that basketball talk. Like, you win in championships, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. Now I get it because when I was watching earlier, like in the late 2010s, was all these old people came out. When I heard Oscar Robertson say that Steph Curry would just be some dude in his time, I'm like, all right, bro. Like then of course the younger generation is gonna come up and attack. Is going to come up and attack y'all because y'all been doing that to them. But at the same time, like, not everything LeBron says is the truth. Like, the stray of Brian Windhorst was completely unnecessary because people ran with that and act like Brian Windhorst said he was his best friend when he never said that. Brian Windhorst is an accomplished journalist. Like, people are calling him a stalker because he wrote books about LeBron. We're not giving that same smoke to, like, Ahmad Rashad. We're not giving that same smoke to Tim McMahon, who literally just wrote a book about Luka. Like, this is what the media does. And like, people saying this, like, even I saw Omar, let's keep it a buck. Like, obviously, all the fat jokes flew out with him, and then he started saying that Windhorst was going to high school parties to cover LeBron, which was, how do you say that on the platform? How do you say that on your platform? So I'm a fight for Brian Windhorst because you can.
Wait, who are you talking about? Who said that?
Omar on Let's Keep It a Buck.
Shaking my head, Omar. Shaking my head.
So weird watching that, and look. Damo and B Souls, they were just like they were trying to stop him, but that dude wanted to get it off, and he was going and he was gonna slander that dude to that point where I'm like sitting there like you can go. There's a simple Google search to disprove what LeBron said about him. Like Brian Windhorst never said he was his best friend. Brian Windhorst covered the man legally. He also worked in Akron at the time when LeBron was in high school. So at sports was he not supposed to cover LeBron when LeBron's probably the greatest athlete the state of Ohio has ever produced? Was he not supposed to cover him? Like the fact that they're saying that, oh, he made millions off his name. That's what media does. They make money off the athlete. Nick Wright's actively doing that. Draymond Green, every time LeBron's name is ever mentioned, throws a couple pillows down to slurp the hell out of LeBron, but nobody's bringing that up. Like Dave McMenamin does the same thing, but I guess that's different because they're glazing LeBron, which until that interview, we all attack. A lot of people attack Brian Windhorst for. So Brian Windhorst has been kept a very professional. One of the few basketball podcasts I listen to is the Hoop Collective, where they talk about the sport of like the sports business of basketball and the upcoming two teams and all that. I just think that was wrong. And even he handled it in a classy way when it was his turn, because Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins, who are just showing their complete ass right now, brought him up their first take and tried to go to multiple times to attack LeBron. And Brian Windhorst handled it in a very classy way. And the crazy part is, people heard that, oh, Windhorst has a relationship with LeBron and started assuming. He has a business relationship with them. Rich Paul feeds him info. Why do you think when Brian Windhorst was breaking all these stories about what going around LeBron, they fed it to him? That's the way the media works, and people are just attacking Brian Windhorst for doing his job and not taking advantage of it the way Skip has, Stephen A. has, and other people have. That's my only problem with this whole situation. Windhorst just did his job, and people are now exaggerating what he's done, saying he's made millions when everybody does that. So was he not supposed to work to feed his family and things like that? That I did not like that at all. I did not like that at all.
But is that coming from LeBron himself or everybody around the situation? Because I mean, is it wrong if LeBron truly feels like it's kind of weird? Is that wrong?
No. He can, but it's not like he's not like Stephen A. attacking LeBron as a father. Like all I've ever seen Windhorst talk about LeBron is from a basketball sense. That's all he's ever talked about. Is it weird? I guess so, but that's his job. He's not like, oh, but
he did. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the only reason I'm fighting, he's not like Chris Broussard straight up said on national television, I'm a part of LeBron's inner circle. Windhorst never said that. It's not like Windhorst saying, oh, I was there on Tuesday. I was there on Taco Tuesday with LeBron's family. Like he's just covering the man and what he does on the court. That's all he does. So
he probably didn't like the Jordan narrative he was pushing.
That's not even that deep. Like,
well, hold on, sir. I'm saying he didn't like it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not arguing. I'm saying I just don't think he probably. I think the media in general. I don't think Brian Windhorst did anything wrong per se. I'm not saying that, but I think he is also part of the media narratives that are nasty. I don't think he's trying to. But I will say with him, I don't think he's intentionally trying to be toxic like other people. I just think that he helps push bad narratives. Like saying that LeBron signed with Nike because he want to be like Jordan opposed to him. LeBron said, I want to be with Nike because it was a great deal for my family. That adds to the bad, toxic talk around basketball as a whole, which he adds to it, right? But I think with him, it's not as, I don't think it's intentionally toxic like Stephen A. saying, or any other person saying the stuff that they usually say about players in general. Like telling Kawhi Leonard he doesn't care about basketball, he should retire. And then JJ Redick was like, he has bad knees. He can't do anything about that. I don't think Brian Windhorst does stuff like that, but I do think he maybe unintentionally adds to bad narratives.
He's not malicious. That's what
Other than that one statement about LeBron, Brian Windhorst has been one of the people who has been straight up fighting against Skip Bayless, especially behind the scenes. Because if you want to know how powerful Skip Bayless was at ESPN, he was getting people kicked off his show or trying to get people fired. And Brian Windhorst was actively fighting against that in his own way. But guess what? He's not going to come out publicly because that's his job. That's how he feeds his family. Other than that one statement, with even if you think about it, okay, he signed For the money. You tell me at no point LeBron said, damn, I'm signed to Nike. That's the same thing. That's because if we were signed with Nike, sure, the money's the number one thing. But at one point, I'm like, damn, I'm also signed the same place that signed LeBron, that signed Jordan. I think people really drag that statement out because LeBron.
That wasn't.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the same way with like De'Aaron Fox signing with Curry. Like I don't really care. My thing is I don't watch Windhorse too much, but I'm looking at the quote right now, and I'm be honest, calling out Windhorse in particular. I mean, especially considering all the people you can call out.
Skip Bayless has been making money off your name for years. Been slandering you for years.
He'll never
He's never
going to give Skip Bayless the satisfaction. He'll never do that. That's never happened.
But there are even other people he could have attacked. There are other people he could have attacked instead of Brian.
Also, I wasn't specifically saying this is the one thing because I think so. For example, y'all, I don't know if did y'all see the episode where Gilbert Arenas went on First Take? Well, basically, he was saying how media neighbors are really bad, and so Brian Windhorse was on the side of you need both, and he's saying that, but this bad side is what's making media so bad. So he does advocate for bad narrative. He just does, but I just don't think he's malicious with it, like Skip Bayless, like Stephen A. I don't think it's malicious, but him saying that you need this type of stuff is saying that the toxicity is needed, whether that's his intention or not, is what I'm saying.
I need to see more context. I don't know the context because I haven't watched First Take in a long time. But based off my perception on what it could be, at the end of the day, in terms of the toxicity part, I agree. It's annoying. I don't like to watch it personally. I like more analytical talk. But at the same time, the media is necessary for the business of the NBA and the business of the NFL. And also, whether we agree with it or not, people love that toxic stuff. They just do. They love the LeBron debates. They love the Jordan
But you know what, Riddell? That's fine. But I'm just saying he's advocating for it. That's all I'm saying. I
don't know the context, but I feel like that's why he would say it's necessary. People want this, right?
But he's saying I'm saying, but that's just me saying that he's advocating for something that has toxicity to it. That's just
fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Until something else, until there's another way, because first I'm saying this for myself. When I was in college, First Take was appointment viewing for me because I was one of those people I was scheduling my classes around it because I had to see what crazy stuff Skip Bayless was saying about LeBron and the fact that at crazy part at that point Stephen A was fighting for LeBron on LeBron's side the whole time. And then guess what? When I say we, I mean the viewers. We gave that a lot of power because then every show turned into First Take, and it got to the point where they didn't when it got oversaturated. Hell, what call it? Player's Choice is first things first. Like all these things. Like I just think we as viewers can also play a part because guess what? They can try to talk about the Pistons. They can try to talk about the Rockets. The people don't want to see that. There's a reason why LeBron.
That's a lie.
It does.
That's bullshit.
Okay, so then why are they not getting those numbers when they talk about them on ESPN? Why
because they don't sound informed when they do. I think that's the problem.
Because they can't talk about it properly. They don't watch basketball.
I have a good example. I got a good example for you. When Kobe was doing his detailed breakdowns, he was breaking down the Hawks. He was breaking down a bunch of things.
I loved it.
It was fascinating. It was
amazing.
He was breaking. But was it random? The point I'm making is that people do. If you have somebody like when Kobe was breaking down Trae Young's pick and rolls, it got millions of views. So that means that people enjoyed it. That's what that means. People want to see if a great basketball mind can break down things, people want to see it. That's why Mind the Game did so well. They weren't just talking about the top teams with JJ Redick and LeBron and Steve Nash. Like they're talking about
the game.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an audience for it. There can be a balance. I think for the most part, people want the casual toxic stuff, but there is an audience for the analytical part, which is why people really appreciated JJ Redick when he went on First Take and broke down the game.
I'll say this. Even if they want the toxic problem, I think the media is going to have to come to kind of grips with it. And that's what they're trying to do by getting all these ball players on their shows. Why would I watch y'all talk about that toxic stuff when I can watch ball players that actually competed against these people talk about it? I think that's a bigger problem that people are giving credit to either. I can go watch Gilbert and Arenas and all of them be wrong.
No.
I can.
way. I'm not doing
yes.
that. I'm not doing
I
that.
can go watch Gilbert and Arenas and then be wrong.
Well,
I can
we
go watch.
understand how
I
you
can
feel
watch
about
Paul
Gilbert
George
Arenas
be
and
wrong.
Gilbert.
I can watch
No
any of these
way.
people that actually played the game be wrong and talk about this stuff, and they can offer me entertainment, and they're more respectable people because they play the sport.
I'm
And then
It
They
is
are
what it
losing
is.
their
I'm gonna
space,
fight.
bro.
It is what it is. You can't use Shaq and all of them, but for so long because they're not the demographic that's currently growing up and watching basketball. It's all older. It's all older people. Their time is gone. It's people our age and people younger who want to see more familiar faces. They don't want to listen to Charles
Facts.
Barkley and all of them talk.
But I'm not.
And not just that. And not just that. You also have.
No, go ahead, Santo.
No, and it's what I was saying is that it's not just that. It's the fact that it's the #1 NBA show, and they all hate the game. Like
Facts.
that matters.
No, that's a fact.
That's literally one of the biggest reasons why NBA sports media is where it's at. That's why the basketball players are upset and they don't want to talk to anybody because every time they talk about them, they just shit on them every time. That matters. So I'm literally with Miles. I can go watch a Gilbert Arenas. I can go watch anything on YouTube. I can even Paul George and Jeff Teague. Like I would watch all of those before
shout
I
out
watch
my
anything on
favorite.
ESPN.
Shout out my one of my
Kevin
favorite
Garnett and them.
Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's only so much of stop shooting threes you can listen to and then be like still entertained. Like that's like going to the night and say, hey, yo, stop posting up. It's like that's the game though.
I need,
You know what I'm saying?
I need 50, I need 28, 15. Like, bro.
Yeah, that negativity, that toxic, like hating the game stuff. Yeah, that is so dead. Like, it doesn't help the product. It just doesn't. You just
really
make
doesn't.
it flat-pilled, negative, nihilistic. People are gonna have a negative perception. They're gonna be calling out all these different things and complaining about everything. You know, it doesn't help that underlying dollar because at the end of the day, the way that we're playing now is the most effective way to play basketball.
But you know what?
Right?
Speaking of all this, because we were talking about this agenda of LeBron and Stephen A. Stephen A. is disgusting for bringing up Kobe. That was genuinely. That was so. Because Stephen A. I saw Nick write me a video about this. He said Stephen A. This veil he was hiding behind the. I don't have a problem with LeBron. And then after this beef,
did y'all lose him?
Your mic, Ty.
Oh, he must have knocked his. No, I can't. Can y'all hear him?
Yeah.
Nope. Yo, Stephen A. got him, bro. Stephen A. got him.
No,
got him out of here.
You just muted yourself, Ty.
It was the.
You muted yourself now.
It was.
Hey man,
Bro.
Stephen A.
You muted yourself,
bro.
Hold on.
You're still muted. What?
Now you're not
you should be
muted.
right.
Is it good now?
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So what I was saying was that the idea that he had about he never had a problem with LeBron, but then he just openly admitted that he never liked him or he's not liked him for a long time. To me, because I remember he said recently, like, we don't get personal, but bringing up a very personal and sensitive, like if I say that I don't get personal, if that was like your shtick, it shouldn't matter what someone else says because you should stick to that principle. If that's what you believe, if you say I never get personal, it shouldn't matter what LeBron say. You should hold that standard.
Thank you, Ty.
Yeah.
I said thank you.
That's a fact.
It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to then bring up, we could be talking about how you didn't go to Kobe Bryant's funeral. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
That is low. That's such low hanging fruit. Hey, Stephen A. is entering a very weird place right now.
To me, it didn't matter if he went or not. They still reported that he was there, but to me, that's not irrelevant. The fact that you would bring up someone that died, like, how does Vanessa Bryant feel that you brought that up? How does his family bring that you use Kobe's death as a tool to attack somebody?
What made it worse, Ty, is that it wasn't true. That LeBron was there.
But to me, even if it were, to use a man that passed away as a tool to attack someone is nasty. Like, that is.
And it's a guy that will get buzz and clicks. Kobe's name out of everybody too, with how he passed away, was so like easy attention grabbing material, and it's
that was nasty.
Weird.
That was all right, bro. That was actually disgusting.
He's disgusting, and I personally, I'm so off of Stephen A. Smith, and I'm one of those people like, hey, if you can go on national TV and tell people you don't want to make an enemy out of me, and somebody checks you in public, you can't go on your platform and say you could have pulled me to the side. Like, nah, keep that same energy, bro.
Stephen A. is so weird because he was like, pull up with me at the game. They pull up with him. That was weak. I'm like, bro, what do you?
He said he was gonna slap bro. Like, yeah, right. Right.
How you know that conversation really affected him because he brought up violence when no one. It was never there was never any violence that was ever. I don't think LeBron ever tried to threaten him with violence. We know that he didn't because he never brought it up. He brought up violence. He brought up Kobe Bryant's death. He brought up his son's cardiac arrest. He brought up Dwayne Wade. Like he brought that interaction really fucked with him. That he brought all these things.
It really hurt his pride. Like literally, his ego was completely shot to the point that he said, like, I really wasn't gonna talk about it, but I saw it go viral, so I had to mention it. Bro, shut up, man.
And then he's trying to act like it was staged. Look at LeBron. Look at the camera. This is all fabricated. Like, come on, brother.
Ever since Stephen A. started created his own podcast, he's been saying some BS. He's been doing some BS.
And then him and Kendrick Perkins tried to suggest that he doesn't do podcasts with black players. I was like,
because Kendrick is also weird.
I was like, and then Richard Jefferson. So then I don't know if y'all seen Kendrick Perkins. He went on Richard Jefferson,
and he got checked there. He
was like,
there, absolutely,
many times. So one of the biggest interviews he had was when he was talking about how Kyrie Irving said that the first people last year. It was right after the bubble. That was one of the biggest podcasts ever, like that at least most viewed. And then Kendrick Perkins, you can tell they never addressed that he lied, that he said they brought up Kobe's death. Like they told him that don't do that, but Kendrick Perkins never responded. He should respond to that. Like, why did you let that slide that he brought up Kobe? You really?
I put Kendrick.
Bro.
Me personally, like, look, my disdain for Gilbert Arenas is very obvious. The minute he went the racial route, that I'm like, about the South Sudan people. It's not just that it's just that it's objectively, I believe it's objectively racist. Because if Tim Legler said that about South Sudan, he wouldn't have a job. People would be asking for him to get cut. And I put Kendrick Perkins when he said that stuff about Jokic and tried to get it that way. And Jerry J. Redick went on First Take right afterwards and called him out. And ESPN didn't do anything about that. Whether or not it's the basketball powers up top for allowing this to happen to the point where, like, the NFL would never let this happen. Like, I'll say that right now. Roger Goodell or somebody at ESPN would be like, we're not letting this happen. We're not letting you talk about our players like this. And the NBA really dropped the ball on that. Like, to even intimate that about Kendrick Perkins, somebody that you, Kendrick Perkins, have made money off, both on the court and off. For you to intimate that was so disgusting. And then to let Richard Jefferson do that. Like, I put those people in the same camp, but that's weird, man. Just like talk about the game. That's why, like, for instance, Jokic don't mess with you. Like, LeBron don't mess with you. Like, the real ball knowers don't. Like, why does that matter? Like, the reason why Steve Nash is on there because he knows the game. If Richard Jefferson knew more about the game of basketball than Steve Nash, then that's why he'd be on there. Why would you not want to listen to Steve Nash and LeBron James talk about basketball?
Yeah, it's no big deal. But with that said, we talked about this in length. Stephen A. Smith being very weird. Shout out Agenda Hour. A lot of agendas to talk about. Well, with that said, let's move on to talk about some of the new anime of the season. Spring anime season is officially here. What that means is, of course, there's going to be new anime on the docket. A couple of anime already dropped. We'll kind of talk about that in a second. Maybe even put a little order so people know what anime to watch from our personal opinions at the very least. So we can definitely talk about some of these anime. And if you haven't already, me, Lonnie, and Random had a trailer reaction that a lot of people are liking, even though it was a long trailer reaction. So we'll probably keep that up. And we reacted to a lot of these trailers on that YouTube video. So we got a generally good idea of these. Scrolling down, one of the first anime, the most popular based off the people, Fire Force Season 3. I know this is your anime, Random.
Mm-hmm. It drops tomorrow, doesn't it?
I said April 5th.
Oh,
Either way, I'm excited about this. You know, I've been very high on Fire Force, where I think it's the most underrated shonen. It just came out around the same time as My Hero and other things like that. But I've been a big fan of, and I'm really excited. I believe that Fire Force should be the anime of the season. It should be, but obviously there's some big contenders in here. But guys, I'm telling y'all get ready for some gas, because I think after this season they got one more, then it's done. If I remember the article I read on it. So guys, get your Fire Force while you can, because they waited what 3 or 4 years since the last season, and the last season was gas. So come on now.
Definitely took their time.
I'm gonna stand on my nuts real quick. Obviously, I know I'm gonna stand by One Piece this upcoming season.
Well, I don't count One Piece. That's unfair.
That's what I'm saying. Can I finish?
My bad.
Thank you. I think Lazarus is going to be one of those ones. This is an Adult Swim anime. If you're asking me, this is giving me like modern Cowboy Bebop. This is it's very rooted in reality. Very realistic vibes. It's the studio that's making it is Mappa, but the choreographers from John Wick are also working on it. This looks amazing. It says April 6th here. It actually premieres April 5th, so that's incorrect. I want everybody to be on the lookout for that, because I think it has a lot of potential. Might not be the most popular, but quality-wise, I think it's going to be really, really good.
13 episode first season, it seems like, unless it's only 13 episodes for the entire anime. I mean, unless there's a manga, it could be an anime exclusive. Or
I looked, I couldn't find a manga for it, because I'm with Miles. I also think Lazarus would be very good. That and Fire Force would be my weekly watches for sure.
Can I go next?
Yeah.
So we've talked about it a few times the past few weeks. We all reacted like this to the trailers. To Be Hero X drops in, I want to say next week or this weekend. It is dropping soon. Let me figure out the release date. Oh, April 6th. It drops April 6th. It's one of the big Chinese animes coming out. Random, I think you said that you think Queen looks dope.
Queen's my favorite.
Yeah, the main character to me, that how he can go through dimensions, looks crazy. All the characters look dope as hell, and like the system where it's like their powers grow with popularity and stuff like that. That's an interesting little twist to it, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with this.
I'm with you. To Be Hero X. All right, if we're talking about like equivalent to kind of get a visualization in terms of the animation quality you're probably going to get, think Arcane. To Be Hero X is about to go crazy like Arcane did, because what we've seen in those trailers is nuts. They switch up animation styles depending on the story they're telling. I don't know how good the story is. What I definitely know is the characters look great. The animation is going to be probably the anime of the year. And To Be Hero X, the fact that only 29,000 people are locked in, more people need to be locked in. This is my anime of the year. I think Lonnie said that. So this is my anime of the year as well. This is going to be groundbreaking potentially, as long as the story's good. Hopefully it's good. To Be Hero X is the elite. Might as well talk about this one since it's right next. We also reacted to the trailer of Moonrise. I believe it's made by the person who helped with Full Metal Alchemist. They got the same type of design right here, and it's made by someone else. Does anybody remember? Like another important person also worked on it. Was it someone from Attack on Titan?
I couldn't remember. The problem, we watched a teaser. They didn't really talk. They just showed.
The trailer came after our reaction.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the trailer, but from what I saw, I think it was very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about, but made by the same person who made FMA. I think someone who worked on Attack on Titan also helped with this too. So, big hope for that one. That could be a sneaky gem. Moonrise, of course. Might as well bring this up as well. Miles, you're muted.
Yeah,
Muted yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're muted on StreamYard.
I'm actually going to be tuning into this. This is the One Piece Slice of Life. One Piece is going to be more of a backdrop in the story, though. It's really about two fans that used One Piece to kind of establish the relationship, and ultimately get married. Not for everybody. I like One Piece. I like relationships and stuff. All that's cool. So I will be checking it out. It's something more lighthearted away from the story.
I know. More anime to talk about. Moose going up, of course. I'm surprised that the first anime Lonnie didn't pick was his favorite series. It seems like he's so off this series. It's crazy. The beginning after the end is here. I don't know. Since Lonnie doesn't want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll go. The beginning after the end is one of the best isekais. Scratch that. It's one of the best fantasy series that I've read in like the last 5-6 years. Period. It's up there. The MC is a top 15 MC to me in anime. The story is crazy. It's beautiful. Side characters beautiful. It's one of the only S tier type stories. Like in my book, like I only have like maybe a dozen S tier manga and anime, and it's like it's at the bottom of that, but it's there. And yeah, I watched this 3 times. And the first episode was
What is going on here?
I'm not being elitist when I say this. It was a lot of still images. It was a lot of still images. It looked a little slideshowy. Someone tell me if someone up here is telling me that it didn't look a little slideshowy. Get your glasses fixed, please. Because that's also the consensus of like the whole anime community.
Okay, but
it was a lot of PNGs, a lot of just up and down mouth movements. It wasn't fluid. There were some choppy moments. There wasn't no like ugly panels or anything like that. But hey,
it was slideshowy. I agree. But were you like? I feel like some of these beginning after the end manga elitists were watching this to hate it. Like I'm like, yo, no, this isn't good. No, the intro sucks. Worst intro of all time. Worst outro of all time. Look at that. Like
to me, it's not a. Do I think it's bad? I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's not like an F right now. I give it a C minus, or a D plus. I give it like a 6, between a 68 to 72 for our first episode. It was mediocre, but that's okay. I'm actually fine with that. For the first season with this studio, if this is what I'm getting, cool. I'm praying like the rest of the community that it goes to another studio that actually knows what needs to happen. Because the later, like season 2, 3, 4, that's like when shit really starts kicking off. So, but I'm fine. End of the day, the beginning after the end is the beginning after the end. The story's gonna carry. The story is still gonna make this one of the most popular anime this season, regardless, because the story is like that. This is a generational story, in my opinion. So I don't care that the animation is mediocre or slideshowy, because for the first season, that's all I really need. So
I want to hear from the people who've never read beginning after the end, because obviously I've read it, Random's read it, Lonnie's read it, who've watched this first episode. Like, what is your thoughts of the first episode?
I'll start. Beginning after the end, fan.
You cut out, bro. Your mic is out.
Yo, why is all y'all mics getting cooked? Like, what's going on? It's something's going on.
We pissed off Stephen A. He trying to
yeah, Stephen A. Ever since you pissed off Stephen A.
Your mic. We can't hear you.
He can't hear us either. He unplugged something.
Yo, Stephen A. Chill on our podcast, bro. Chill on our podcast.
So I'll wait for Sensei. I'll go real quick. I thought it was cool. Obviously it just started, so I'm not getting the generational story notes that Lonnie's talking about. But I thought it was a cool story. It deviated. So no, I'll say this: by playing into a lot of like isekai tropes, I feel like it deviated away from the most common ones. He wasn't some like meek loser or like an office worker or somebody with a miserable life in his past. There was clearly a tragedy, but he was a badass in his past, and that's going to follow into his future. It looks interesting. I don't mind the bad animation because there is going to be a story, so I can look past it. It's cool. I think the first episode was a cool little 6 out of 10. It was okay. It didn't blow me out of the water, but I'm excited to see more.
Okay. Waiting on Santo fixing technical difficulties, of course. Well, I'll say something. For me, when it comes down to it, like I said, I already agreed with Lonnie. It is a bit slideshowy. I already know the story. I already know I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna be watching this every single week. 24 episodes. Hey, that's good. Getting 24 episodes. A lot of even freaking Lazarus only got 13. Like a lot of anime do not get more than 20 episodes nowadays. So it probably helped that an animation studio, Grade, was like, okay, we're gonna do the business. This seems like they're gonna cover a lot of story, because if you've seen the outro, there's a lot of things that's gonna happen that happens later on in terms of the growth of Arthur. But I like the tone. I like the characters. The voice acting was good to me. I do hope that when we get into more intense action scenes, it was $20 super chat. Kent, he said, respect and love to the pod. Yu Yu Hakusho top 5, Monster Hunter Wild, Switch Axe main.
Ken, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but a lot of people be playing Monster Hunter in there, and they be
Join.
teaming up. So you should join up with some of them.
No, he's in the Discord now. He joined.
Okay.
Oh, big bet. Shout out super chat from Kent. Throw a big 20 bomb. Anytime you drop a super chat, we'll read it immediately. We will not wait, of course.
His name is Yu Yu Hakusho top 5 in the Discord, by the way.
Okay.
Respect.
But ultimately, I like the first episode. I enjoyed it. And I'm not a big animation's cool, but I care about story more than animation. Like animation is just to top it off to me. That's how I feel. So I'm here. I'm locked in for it.
Because I am the beginning after the end guy. When I say it's like generational, like you guys know how much I love Bleach. It is better than Bleach. I think it's better. What?
Wait, no, my fault.
You know what?
I didn't even say nothing. I was talking. My fault, bro. My fault.
No,
I was trying to show an example of a story that I'm biased towards.
Yeah, Miles, that was unbecoming of you.
My
Very
fault.
unbecoming.
You're right.
I expect that from Ty, not you, Miles.
What the?
Hey, you should have seen what Ty commented on our recent Instagram reel.
I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, no, but for this is like one of the ones where I was like, I don't recommend a lot. I gatekeep a lot. I can't gatekeep something this big. The only manhwa that sold more than the beginning after the end has been Solo Leveling. It is that pop. Like every time I go to the bookstore, you see JJK, you see Chainsaw Man, you see Kaiju number 8, Spy Family, and Solo Leveling, and then you also see the beginning after the end. And usually most of the volumes are gone. So I will always recommend someone to read it, especially if you want to like find like a good isekai that you don't have where the MC's goated, easy to follow, great power system, dope characters, and also it's not like manga where it's like black and white. The colors are vibrant, the fights are awesome, and it's just to me it's a well-rounded, perfect story. But unless they mess up the ending, which I don't, they kind of set it up for it where I don't see it failing, but you never know. They did with JJK.
Hey, W rebuttal shot. I respect it. W rebuttal shot.
But moving on, there is a surprise of the season so far. Like I think I posted in the chat, and then because I didn't know what it was, I looked it up. Apparently, I did read it before, like way long ago. But it's been trending. It's on High Dive, and it's called Sword of the Demon Hunter.
Oh,
the first episode's actually like 50 minutes. And it's basically adult Demon Slayer. Same, like similar trope, brother, sister. But apparently it's like that. I haven't watched it yet. I'm probably gonna watch it after the show, but it's been trending. I keep on seeing creator after creator talk about it. It's getting high reviews.
7.62 is pretty good from right off rip.
Yeah, so it might be the surprise of the season. At least so far, it's the surprise because the first episode you get 50 minutes, and apparently it's cooking. I think the video I said, like one of the big anime creators, he's like, "Oh, it's like one of the best first episodes in anime ever. Da, 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 da. I'm not gonna go. I haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna gas it like that. But apparently, it's. I think I remember reading it, and the story was solid. It wasn't great; it was solid. But apparently, it's like Samurai Champloo vibes too with the animation. So
some of these creators are animation merchants, so we'll see.
Yeah, but they were glazing this animation, so I don't know.
Animation can only take you so far. Well, actually, it could take you very far. I'm capping. It could take you far as hell. So shout out good animation. Santo's back. Oh, Miles, were you about to say something?
I'll scroll back up for me.
Up, got you.
Right there's good. I don't want it to fall to the wayside. I don't care what taste My Hero Academia left in your mouth after the ending, or however you feel. Check out Vigilantes. Vigilantes is fucking good. It's a little bit darker than My Hero, just a little bit, but it is very, very good. You get to follow one young aspiring character similar to Deku, kinda with a quirk, and then another character who has none at all, but can still like bang out, throw hands. I'm pretty sure it's a prequel to the main story. I'm pretty sure
it is a prequel. Yep.
But yeah, don't let this slip away from you. If you didn't like how My Hero ended, it's okay. You can watch this. It's good. I promise you.
I co-sign everything Miles says. I personally like Vigilantes more than My Hero. I like Koichi a lot, and I think this series is gonna surprise a lot of people. I feel like what people like about Mirio, they're gonna like about Koichi.
Yes.
So lock into Vigilantes. It's different. Definitely different vibe from what My Hero was.
Better than My Hero?
Yeah, I like it better than My Hero. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I got one also. Can you scroll down a couple rows for me? And stop. Oh, it's different on yours than it is mine.
Where we stopping?
Scroll up one. Sorry, scroll up one. One more. It was just there. I just saw it. No, either way, I'm gonna call it. It's called From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman.
Right here.
Yeah. I happened upon this manga by chance, and I really like it. It's starring an older man. He's actually like pretty old in terms of especially a fighting series kind of. He's a master swordsman. I guess his big thing is just that he's very humble, but he's trained a lot of people in this world to be also master swordsmen, and he gets hired by one of his students to go and train a kingdom's like force, but then it turns out that there's this big conspiracy that he runs into. I really like it. I think the fights are very interesting, especially as you learn more and more about the conspiracy that he finds himself into, and especially like he's one of those like he's not a fighter, so to speak. Like he tries to resolve things peacefully, but once either his students are threatened or it's time to actually like take the sword out the sheath, it's on. I really enjoy it. I think it would be one of those where you're gonna see a lot of clips of it like this season on TikTok or whatever because of just how great the fights are. And I'm not saying, and also there's going to be some goon potential, so all the gooners will be happy. But I really just like the story as well. You know, I got to satisfy the people who are looking for a lagoon.
Okay, respect. Santo Tai, do you guys have any anime you guys want to shout out from the season?
For this, is Blue Box considered spring? No, it's not winter.
It's ending.
Yeah, I love Blue Box. I'll shout out Windbreaker.
I'm about to say one of us has to, right?
Yeah, I was like Windbreaker stuff. Shout out Windbreaker.
It's getting good popularity after the first season.
Yeah.
Shout out Windbreaker. Now, I personally don't think this, depending on how many episodes, I'm not going to say you won't enjoy it. I would say mellow your expectations. I don't think this arc is as good as the first arc, but obviously they'll still be boxing, you know, so it should be good. You got something, Santo?
Mine. Miles really touched on it. It was Lazarus. The fact that the people from John Wick is working on this regarding the choreography, I'm really excited about that. And also for the gamers out there, there are going to be some promotional animes that is going to be released for Yu-Gi-Oh! And also for Guilty Gear, which I'm really excited about coming out in April. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, big.
The
bang.
Guilty Gear one follows Sin, right? It's all about Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Guilty Gear anime this season?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let me see if I haven't played the games. But let me see if I can find it here.
I can give a brief background.
There it is.
That was it.
It's on the right.
Right there.
Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. I mean. All right, shout out. There's some video game based anime. I feel like people don't really talk about, like
Persona.
Who?
Persona.
I wasn't thinking of Persona, the one with the girl, the white hair girl. White hair girl.
Talking about 2B? Nier?
Yeah.
You talking about Nier?
Nier.
Wait, is that getting another season?
Nier
Automata getting another season?
I don't know. Well, that's a good one that nobody talks about.
Oh no!
Didn't that just finish last year?
Yeah.
Didn't the season just finish last year? Yeah.
Another anime I'm gonna shout out for y'all. If you guys like comedy slice of life anime, check out Witch Watch. Witch Watch is definitely one of those like Shonen Jump manga that comes out pretty much consistently. That is nobody really talks about, but it has over 100 chapters, so it has a fan base, it has popularity, and if you like Spy Family, you're probably gonna like Witch Watch. It's a very fun series. It has good action because there's different characters who know how to fight. Of course, there's that different like types of characters. You have a witch, you have an ogre dude, you have another dude who can turn that's like a werewolf type. So it's simple, it's very gaggy, but that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be, an entertaining family type watch. So Witch Watch, I do think will have a pretty good cult following like Spy Family does. A lot of good meme potential behind this anime. Any other anime that we haven't talked about? Let me scroll down.
Oh, hold on. For the Konosuba fans, there is an OVA coming out, I believe, the 25th of this month. So, and y'all want to laugh and all that. I'm always down to watch Konosuba. Like, it's always a fun time. So get ready for that.
Even though we're not high on it as a group, Devil May Cry does drop in a few days. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
I just love Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that anime just looks terrible.
It's just how it's Netflix how they animate their stuff. That's why I'm not pressed about it. If it was like an actual like a more notable studio, then all right, I'd have more questions.
My problem is they do Castlevania, and when Castlevania needs to be dark, they
Well, that's a
nail
different
it.
studio.
It's not. I mean, it is.
It's a different studio.
All right, fair enough. All right, before we wrap this up, so we can do this one of two ways. We can have it where everybody gives one anime that they want to recommend people to watch, or one person can just name like 5 anime that we agree with and do a breakdown for a good little clip for an anime recommendation. What do we want to do? One each?
Maybe we can just do the 5 because like we've talked about some of them before. So like 2B Hero X, Lazarus. I'm not recommending it beginning after.
I am. See, this guy is not. This guy is
not recommending it. Oh, because I want people to read it. Just read it.
Watch it.
Read it.
Give the creator some money. Watch that anime.
Y'all beginning after the end fans are just so annoying. Oh my god!
Well, read it and maybe you'll become annoying
and it's
too.
not. And no, it has nothing to do with that. No, it's not as bad as Blue Lock episode 1, so it doesn't deserve this hate.
No one said that up
it's
here.
Just not.
Santo.
No one said that up here.
No, Santo, I told you why. Because the reason why is because ReZero fans and Shoku a lot of Isekai fans are attacking beginning after the end because the way those fans say, oh, this is better than those, and the fact that the anime product that is coming out is not as good, it's not starting off as well. So they're getting a lot of hate for that. Like, oh, it did start off the same way Overlord did or ReZero did. Like they can't speak about that. If there's
all the hate that I have heard has nothing to do with anything regarding Mushoku Tensei and which if they're the same or whatnot. No, it's all this animation elitist nonsense. I am so annoyed with the anime fans at this point, bro.
It's a
Like,
slideshow.
really,
It's like a moving slideshow.
It
It
is
looks like
not
wanted
Blue.
more.
I want you to go watch Blue Lock season 2, episode 1. Characters were not moving. Characters moved in this. This is
I didn't say it was bad as
it
Blue
is
Lock.
not bad. What I'm
I didn't
saying
say
is
it.
that people are holding it like this is so awful. This is terrible. This is trash. It's dog shit. It is not.
Just because it's not gutter doesn't mean that it's like great.
It is
There,
not.
there is like
I'm
a
not-
middle ground.
There is something like that's just mediocre. Like it's okay. Like right now, it's mediocre.
The
And that's-
discourse is not mediocre discourse. Though.
It is not.
That's the problem.
I'm not saying the discourse. I'm saying the first episode is mediocre. It is
That's
a
fine. Santo has a
that's
problem
what
with the discourse around it, and it's not mediocre discourse.
You guys are saying that it is awful. It is trash. It is not trash.
I could pull up.
We've
the
seen
T-Bay.
anime that is trash. This
Oh,
is not
Lonnie.
it.
Lonnie, I could pull up the beginning after the end subreddit right now, and you don't
Oh
want
no,
to hear what those
they're
people are saying.
trashing. They're trashing it. I understand that they're trashing it,
Well,
but at the same time, I disagree. Yes, but at the same time, should it have a different standard? Yes. So like I understand their frustration because we're talking about big animes. If we're talking about AOT or
Here we go again. Go ahead.
I'm talking about. Are you gonna let me finish?
No, go
Why
ahead.
do y'all run that? Why do you?
No, 'cause I was like you're crouching out before you even hearing what I got to say. We're talking about the big stories in anime. We're talking about like the Naruto's or the One Pieces or the solo levelings or stuff like that. All those had a lot of money put behind them. Beginning
also
of
had
end,
better
they just as
studios.
much-
Why?
What?
Why? Why do you think that is?
Because they were great story. Like they had big
No,
production.
it's not. It's not just because they're great stories.
They're also attached to like Shonen Jump and stuff.
Yes, they're attached to Shonen Jump. They've been
Thank you.
around for a very, very long time. It's not like now the beginning after the end might have been around for a long time, but it's not One Piece long. It's not AOT long. It doesn't have the prestige or any of that extra stuff behind it. This is people taking a chance to do something, and that's why the quality reflects that. Now, if season 1 is as good as you say it is, I know you're saying it looks like they're going far as him going through to him being at least a teenager. Maybe by the time he is a teenager, maybe in the next season, episode 25, the quality reflects the story you're talking about. But you can't expect people to throw all of their money at the very beginning and not know how it's going to turn out.
I'm not saying that they should, but I'm saying people expect like, oh, big stories are gonna get big anime.
But it's also a manhwa. Like solo, what they did with solo leveling is the exception, not the rule.
For sure, the exception.
And I'm going to say this, random. I don't think solo leveling's animation is as good as y'all make it seem. I don't. I don't. It's cool. It does what it needs to do, but it's not as spectacular as y'all are making it seem. It's not.
Yeah, but I also don't. I just disagree with Santa. I don't think like the hate is like completely unwarranted either.
I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying. Should it get critiqued? Sure. But to say that it is dog water trash, bottom of the barrel is completely disingenuous because we've seen awful anime, and I can say this has better animation than that.
Yes, it's
What are
not
we
god
doing?
awful,
Like,
but it's not. I'm not gonna say it's good either.
I'm not telling you to say it's good, but it's either if it's not great, it's trash, and that's what I'm annoyed with.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on right now in the beginning after the end. Content creators, in the biggest content creators that you're talking about, it's either great, fantastic, oh my god, it's feeding families, it's revolutionary, or it's dog water, it's trash.
Zenzo, I watched this one guy. This theory should have the potential to be as good as JJK and Demon Slayer. Like, why are those there's 1,000 other anime. Those are the only 2 names y'all want to attach it to. Literally the pinnacle of animation. Be fucking for real. And it's not you, Lonnie. It's not you. We're not saying you.
I'm talking
the
about
discourse in general.
The anime discourse. And literally, like,
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are trash.
Y'all are trash.
If I hear one more person compare something to JJK or Demon Slayer, I'm gonna lose my mind. They don't say nothing else. It's almost as good as JJK.
And that's literally the only thing I'm really annoyed with. If
Like-
it's the like I told
And
I
it
told
don't be
Riddell,
close to
it's
JJK.
it's it's the Ricky Bobby approach. If you're not first, you're last, and it's annoying. It really is.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Santo, because like even you, Lonnie, even though you're not being as visceral as some of those other like beginning after the end elitists, when we were talking about recommendation, you were like, "Oh, don't recommend the beginning after the end." Like, what? It's just the first episode.
I was just being petty.
We recommend it. It's like
it's like when I talk about Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days isn't like complete trash. It's not in terms of the animation, but like I'm gonna be trash at Sakamoto Days because it should be better than what it is.
It's just that people place too high of expectations on it, and now you're disappointed because you put it up there. Like it's a really big thing, and the only problem is, and the one thing when we first heard they was getting animation, the only question I had was like, who's the studio that's getting it? And if anything, you should be mad at the people who own the rights for choosing that studio. They took the bag.
Oh, I understand that. Oh, actually, it's random. Funny story. It's not that they took the bag. So when they reviewed the bids, you know why the company chose them? Because the CEO of that studio said how much he loved the story and how much he read it and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, he's a fan. Let's give it to him." That's it works.
But okay, at the same time, all right.
I'm not mad at it.
Let's go with him. You didn't check what he's already made. You didn't. What's that? What's their highest rated anime? Random, like a 6.7 or some shit like that, or 6.5.
Okay, I agree.
You should have expected this then.
No, yeah,
well, I just learned that recently.
But also, Lonnie, look at it a different point of view, right? Like, what happened if someone else took the reins and decided to change up the source material because they haven't read it, right? So
yeah, that could happen. But
I'm thinking,
I think when it comes to me, like the like the confusion with me, it's not like my expectations and then not reaching my expectations. The base level, like I think, like okay, decent animation for an anime. Like just decent animation. Like what I think, like okay, this is a regular ass generic anime. It didn't even meet that expectation. That's me personally. So it's like
I would love an example.
Provide us with some names.
TBA, of course, it's like way lower than that. But like my basic, like all right, this is good. This is decent animation for an anime. It didn't reach that threshold either.
Can you provide anime that set that example of decent anime?
And in the same category of anime.
So fantasy story, like a slime, like Overlord. Like we're talking about basic, like nothing that they don't do anything super crazy.
Overlord has pretty good animation.
You need to go back and look at Slime again because
Slime and Overlord.
Work.
I'm just
Overlord, not failure frame.
Konosuba. Like,
oh yeah, failure frame is I ain't praising that animation right there over there. You know what I'm saying? CGI go crazy.
You got the size profile cooking.
Basic. I just want, and this. I'm not attacking Lonnie, but the mentality of what the anime discourse has been. Basic level of animation. We say Overlord and Slime. That is crazy to me.
In terms of just them like walking and moving, like I'm not talking about like the fight scenes or anything. I'm thinking like, give me a basic anime, Santo, a basic anime in your opinion.
Failure frame.
I don't think it's as good as Failure Frame in terms of animation. Eminence and Shadow. No. Someone. What's another one? I'm not gonna say
Oblivion Battery.
Hell's Paradise.
Paradise. Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
I don't think the animation's as good as Hell's Paradise.
They haven't done anything crazy though. Like all they've been showing is a baby.
He's been a baby. Yeah.
If I'm comparing episode 1 animation to episode 1 animation,
but there's so much.
They didn't need to do anything crazy.
But if one anime's episode,
anything crazy the first episode.
But if one anime's episode 1 is a grown man throwing hands and showing off powers and proficiency, and the other is a literal baby, obviously the one that's going to show hands is going to be better every time.
If you want, a few weeks from now, we can revisit this. Like after like some things happen, because things are going to pick up quick in the story. 4 or 5 weeks from now, we'll be like, all right, when they start doing some fight scenes and stuff like that, let's judge it then. And if it's still mediocre, then I don't want to hear shit. Be like, oh, you're just being elitist. If it's still ass, if it's slide showy, if the fights are slide showy, then I don't want to hear it.
We got a Slice of Life episode 1. Fruits Basket, Your Lie in April, whatever.
Lonnie, is it better than Record of Ragnarok?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe.
Record of Ragnarok. The fact that you're saying maybe, you're disingenuous.
Crazy.
Yes, you're disingenuous.
I said yeah first, like yeah.
No, but there's no maybe.
The anime adaptation of Record Ragnarok is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
That's bad.
It just
And that needed to have good animation. Like that is a pure fight anime. Beginning after end.
That's actually a good one. Wrong way to use healing magic was enough. That's a basic animation. It didn't look. I thought that looks better than me. But like we said, a few episodes from now, when they start fighting and stuff like that, and things start popping off, let's see what the animation looks like. And if y'all be like, and if it's slideshowy and it's choppy and it's some bullshit with bullshit CGI, and y'all defend it, then I'm actually gonna pop off and actually get mad. But it's first episode, like I said.
But I'm watching it because of the story. I'm be honest.
Yeah, I'm saying when they start fighting, and if Santo and Miles and all them things keep saying, it's fine, and it's choppy and it's bullshit, we'll revisit.
They're just saying it's not as bad as you're making it seem. That's
all he's saying.
That's fine.
Cheers.
I think he got a beer. I think it was
great.
You made Santo
Maybe.
drink, bro.
Records of Ragnarok. Maybe. That is great.
Whatever. Next topic.
All right. Well, let's get this segment out of the way. That I do think will be a good clip. The 5 anime recommendations. So let's agree upon it. So 2BRO X is something we're all recommending. I feel like.
Yes.
Lazarus. We'll get the
stand behind it.
Vigilantes. I'm think that it's going to be really good. So,
are we mentioning Fire Force because it's a continuation, or we're just doing new stuff?
I mean, we can. Like, it's a new anime of the season. I mean, I kind of feel like I know what the story's going to be, so it might be good. I feel like the really good stuff is going to come after this season. That's what I think. But I'm cool. If you guys want to recommend Fire Force, we can.
I'm just gassed that it's back. We had such a long hiatus. I'm just gassed it's back.
I think it should. If we put ReZero in previous season, I think we should put this one.
No, I know I'm fine with putting it. I just the content I'm just not as sold on.
Oh, okay.
The story that they're about it. No, it's not that it's a bad story. I just don't think it will peak. Yeah, I just want to put that qualifier.
W cleanup. W.
Yeah. I think Fire Force is good. I want to be very clear. I think Fire Force is good. Okay, Fire Force, and then and Lonnie doesn't want to put the beginning after the end. So, what else should we put there? Witch Watch is obviously the comedy. We got the Sword of the Demon Hunter. Lonnie recommended. We got Moonrise, obviously the one that's worked on by the FMA people.
What about Windbreaker?
I'm gonna be honest. Personally, I'm not sold on season 2. I don't think it's gonna be as that good, but I don't think it's gonna be as good as season 1. So, but if you guys want to put it again, I'm with it. So Windbreaker, is that what we want to do?
I think if it's even the same quality as season 1, people are just gonna look at the fights and be like, absolutely. I'll watch it because
the season 1 story was good too, though. Like the characters and all that stuff was good. I very much enjoyed all those characters. All right, what's the Democratic elected final anime? Vigilantes, Lazarus, Fire Force, 2BRX, and
let's get Lonnie mad. The beginning after the
end. You know what? It's not gonna get me mad because, like I said, it's one of my favorite stories. It's like the top 5 favorite story for me. So people might watch it, and then some people be like, "Oh, this animation's bad. Let me read it," and then they're gonna be reading Peak, and that's just gonna make me happy. Or they're gonna watch it for the story anyway. Because, like I said, I don't. Because when Santo lagged out, I don't think he heard me say, "I don't care if this is the animation for the whole season. The story will carry until the second season." So I don't care because the story is that good. So
this is literally the same.
It's a win-win
we're
for me.
Talking about sports media, it's happening with anime media right now.
Damn.
We gotta be better. All right, let's add the beginning after end. Okay. I could do if you guys want me to do it, I could do it. But if one of you guys want to do it, you can do it. Just
you can put it on there. Like I said, the story's gonna carry regardless. It's gonna carry regardless.
Basically, say the 5 anime and a little reason why we people should watch it, and then that's gonna be the clip. So, does anybody want to volunteer?
Let me make sure if are we gonna split it up or is one person taking all 5?
One person. We decided one person is gonna take all of it.
I'm not well versed on the other ones. I don't know enough about Lazarus to be glazing it the way I want to.
And Fire Force. All right,
Riddell, that is a good question.
Do you think Tower God will succeed with that level of animation? For sure, especially considering the stuff, the real meaty story stuff is going to start picking up. So I'm doing my rewatch for Tower God season 2 right now. I do think people are similar to this conversation are over complaining about the animation. I think for the first 6 episodes, the animation was good. It's just nobody was talking about it. And then some of the later episodes, it was kind of meh. So we'll see. But Tower of God, I have full faith that series will become a cult classic. It'll be like One Piece. People weren't locked into One Piece at the start, and then people realized, oh yeah, this is one of the greatest things of all time.
When it comes to Tower of God, I agree. There were some sloppy moments in season 2 that a lot of people were complaining about, especially some of the fights got really muddy. But the story itself, we talk about all the time how good Tower God is, and the next arc's coming with the train arc, and then the floor, I forget what the floor is called, the hell floor, whatever it is. Yeah, those happening in season 3, I think it's gonna be a big pop for it, because I think that's when Tower God really starts taking off. So I'm fine with it being this level of animation.
Yeah, so far so good. All right, if no one volunteered, I'll handle it. All right. This is our recommendations for anime that you guys need to lock in, our top 5 anime of spring 2025. One of these anime is Fire Force Season 3. Fire Force obviously is a great anime with great animation, made by the same person who made Soul Eater. It's coming right back, and Shinra is about to lock in and fight some crazy evangelists. Next, we got Lazarus. Now, Lazarus is made by the same people that have kind of worked on Cowboy Bebop. The story premise seems to be that there's some drug that might be causing the death of a lot of people, and then there's this organization that got to figure out what's going on. It seems kind of that kind of old school style, so better lock into that one as well. Next, we got The Beginning After the End. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining about it too much, I must say, but it has one of the best isekai stories we've ever seen, so you better lock into that one, because that's going to be a gem. Then we got Vigilantes, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, made as a prequel to My Hero Academia's story, and it follows a character that kind of like Deku, he's trying to inspire to be like an All Might figure, but he's more like Mirio. You'll see what I'm talking about. It follows a very different type of story journey than the typical My Hero. And then last but not least, 2B Hero X. If you like Arcane, this will be the Arcane of the season. It will be the anime of the year. Go watch a trailer, come back, and tell us we're right. All right. Next topic. We got hour 52 minutes in. Lonnie wants to do a top 10 evil moments in anime list. So let's talk about some evil moments in anime real quick. All right. I didn't grab a survey this time for the people. So instead, after this, we're just gonna go to the Discord to see what people chose. I think that's the better way to do it. But we can kind of just lock right into it. For this one, this is how Lonnie wants to celebrate before his wedding date.
Let's go.
Talk about evil moments in anime. Okay. Pulling it up here. Okay. Bring it out. Nothing here. Again, I didn't put a list this time. We can see what people recommended in the Discord afterwards. So, start off right off rip. Lonnie can start it off. What is the most evil moment in anime history?
I would have to say the Eclipse.
It's like the de facto answer, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything different?
I would say the rumbling's worse.
The rumbling's worse than the eclipse.
I don't consider it an evil act, so that's on y'all.
It's definitely an evil act. But Random, we got to hear the argument. Come on.
I understand. The eclipse is it's very personally evil. It only like the eclipse affects the band of the hawk the most, and then eventually the outstretched, it does mushroom cloud toward the world. Like the rumbling, the world's never the same. Aaron turns into arguably one of the worst or the most evil. He's their version of the Mustache Man, because I don't want to say his name, in that world. And also it's one of the most heinous acts an anime character's ever done. Is that I understand it's to save his friends, but once again, he killed billions of innocent people who are never going to see Paradise, who are never going to interact with somebody from Paradise, who weren't affected by that. And the fact that Aaron even cries when he's hugging those kids shows it's one of the most evil acts an anime main character's ever done. Like, I don't understand. Like, look, obviously I'm not trying to say, but I think it's very self-explanatory why it's very evil.
I agree.
Oh, we got another one saying the rumblings the evil.
It really is, objectively speaking.
We understand why he's doing it and everything, but
I feel like that's what kind of changes it, because I am looking at intent and rationale when I'm depicting whether a moment is more evil than the other versus consequence and scope of evilness, I guess. And I feel like it's fine to consider rumbling considering the amount of people it affected, but ultimately knowing the history of what happened, knowing that this is the only way to save the people he cares about most, knowing this is the only way to save the world, to be honest, because if he didn't do this, the whole world would have been screwed. That's why I hold that. I think it's still an evil moment, because even all that rationale doesn't okay what he did, but it does play a factor in depicting whether I think another moment is more evil. So I think the eclipse was just, I don't think there was a good rationale. I don't think there was a good logic. Griffith did this all for selfish reasons, abandoning the people he cared about most. So that's why I hold that probably higher in this conversation at the very least.
My boy Aaron was just playing defense. But with the Casca moment, for me personally, the Casca moment, the Band of the Hawks, the betrayal of it was a lot more personal to me than the rumbling. The rumbling was a necessary evil. The eclipse was a purely selfish evil, and to me there's a clear difference in like between that. Like Aaron did an evil act for others. Griffith did the eclipse for himself. On top of everything so to me, personally, I have that higher.
Did Aaron not selfishly do it for others?
Yes.
You could say that, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I was gonna ask the same, but
yeah. But I did it for I also hold the value of like doing this because you do it for the people you care about, whereas Griffith betrayed all the people he cared about. So I also think that plays into it as well.
I got two. Made in Abyss, when Bone Drew did to his daughter, bro.
Bone Drew is wicked for that.
Just to experiment, it's like a 10 times worse Shao Tucker. And honestly, Sukuna's Malevolent Kitchen. In front of Yuji wants to save everybody, gets possessed. He destroys everything and then says, okay, here. That was evil. That was dirty.
That was dirty. I respect it.
I have a couple. Can I give as many as I want? You want me to limit it to just one?
Well, we're trying to debate the first one. So whatever you think.
I got Made in Abyss then.
For one?
For one.
Most evil moments? Oh, so then my first one is Frieza destroying Planet Vegeta.
I do have Frieza on my list. It's in my top 10.
I think manipulating the Saiyans, having them basically be your fighting force, conquering all of the planets pretty much, and then when you're done with them, just completely eradicating them. I don't think it gets. If it's the selfish aspect, he wiped out an entire civilization, including multiple civilizations before that. Yeah, I think that's horrible.
Technically, what Frieza did was worse than Eren.
I agree. I think that was.
He took out a whole planet.
Oh no, yeah, I think for what Frieza did was worse than Eren too. I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. My mic closed. Oh wait, it's closed.
No, you're good. We hear you.
Okay.
Crazy. And the craziest part about it is he lied about it. He was like, "Yeah, a meteor hit the planet." He didn't have to.
Oh yeah, that's what he told Vegeta, right?
It's like, yeah, meteor.
Eren owned up to his shit. He's like, yeah, I did it.
I was like, the crazy part about that is like, you are more powerful than Vegeta. Even if you told him that, he can't do anything about it. But you just lied anyways. It's like,
no, that's an extra bit of evilness. I'm gonna throw on that lying to manipulate.
He told Raditz, Snap, and Vegeta that a meteor hit it, and they're the only survivors.
I respect that. I feel like I probably still have Eclipse 1, and I think a lot of weight for me is that he betrayed the people he was the closest to. I find betrayal, especially that evil betrayal, like in high bad regard, basically. Betraying the people that like your friends, your family, yeah. In that situation too, for selfish reasons, there wasn't no like good, understandable reason to. So
my man felt betrayed too, man.
Yo.
It made an abyss. Bone Druid was just doing it for science, I guess.
Y'all
Bone Druid is high on my list. So Bone Druid.
I have it above Shao Tucker, like right above Shao Tucker on my list.
I have it at 1.
And also DeSanto, what these creatures are too. Like they're immortal things that can't die.
They're just meat sacks.
It's disgusting.
But wait, did the Eclipse win? Because it's like if we're doing majority
we should make a vote. All right, Lonnie, you pick Eclipse. I pick Eclipse. Random said the rumbling. Los Santos said Bone Druid. Miles, you said Frieza, and then Ty, what are you saying?
I'll say Frieza too.
So we got 2 Friezas, 2 Eclipses, Santo and Random. You can either change your vote or we can go to a poll.
I'll say Frieza.
That's 3. Santo.
Put a poll up.
Okay. 3-3. Pulling a poll up. While that is being deliberated, let's talk about another one. Miles, you can start out.
Mine's from Fate. Pretty much Shinji and Soken. They pretty much they took Sakura many times for no reason during the course of that series.
You start fading out, Miles.
I said I'm gonna take it's from Fate, Zoken and Shinji. Pretty much they took Sakura for the majority of that series. Y'all talk about the Casca incident. That she had that happen to her multiple times in that series for no reason at all. It wasn't about a power dynamic. It wasn't about anything. They were just doing it.
Yeah, I couldn't watch Heaven's Feel because of it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
no, it's up there.
I respect that.
I didn't have my list, but it is up there. I forgot about her.
I'm sticking with Made in Abyss.
It's still the rumbling. It's still the rumbling for me.
The rumbling made a bliss. Let me think. I'm looking at some of the.
I'll stand by the rumbling with Random. So I'll switch mine to the
rumbling. 2 rumblings.
Well, we're a couple One Piece reveals away from me putting a certain person on throne up there. Just a couple. I mean, we already seen some crazy stuff.
I'm trying to get their tie. I'm trying.
The X on the map. I was like,
yo, actually.
We don't know enough, but I think we a couple reveals away from putting that person on there. I'm just saying.
Who?
That didn't even cross my mind, Ty. That was evil as fuck.
It was like, let's just get him up out of here.
Yeah, I don't know who you're referring to be honest.
My fault. I'm talking about Emu.
Oh,
What
I
you
was
described,
thinking.
Lucia?
Because you get the hide information. You have the I don't know if we're talking about we're not talking about characters, but I guess singular events. It was like chapter like 11, like 1060 or something like that, where Emu put the X on the Lucia got blown up by we think an ancient weapon.
Oh, like the
No, that was crazy. My One Piece moment was what Doflamingo did
With the king, with King Riku?
with Sugar.
Oh, that's evil too.
No, that's crazy evil. By turning everybody you love into toys and everybody
And then they
them,
forget you.
That is crazy.
So I didn't put that one on my list. I had the King Riku one where he manipulates King Riku with the strings, and everybody loves him as the king, and he just goes through the city massacring everybody, and nobody understands why, and he's just killing everybody in sight.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we should just say Doflamingo what he did at Dressrosa.
Doflamingo, Dressrosa. Yeah.
He was wilding over there, bro. He was just wilding.
Kaido was not Kaido, but Orochi with the smile fruits. That's evil as fuck too.
That is.
You take away everybody's food, then you haul out this cart. You make them think that they're.
Sakamoto put his headphones back.
The funniest part. One more thing. One more thing. The funniest part about that backstory was. You remember that part where Doflamingo was like, "Dad, where's the gun?" He's about to get the gun and just go shoot somebody. I was like, "Yo," he was like 7. He's like, "Dad, where's the gun?" I forgot what the context was, but it was funny.
Okay, all right. Let's finalize a moment. So we got 2 rumblings. We got Bone Druid from you, Lonnie, Ty. What are you picking?
This is like for 3 and on, right?
Well, depending on the poll, we'll figure it out. I feel like these are probably top 2 for the most part. So
there's no way you could tell me the rumbling where 80% of the population dies is worse than Frieza destroying the whole planet, where 100% die.
If we all agree that these are top 2, then that's fine.
I guess the only thing you can argue is that. Well, I guess this goes into a question of, does it make it less evil because the Saiyans were bad? That's the question. I mean. Yeah, that's what I was asking. I don't know how people feel about that, but
I do that.
There were still babies on that planet and stuff like that. There were still
babies,
children, and things like that. So it's like they weren't all bad.
I'm cool with Bone.
Oh no, it was all.
Yeah, they were hired mercs. It was a planet full of hired mercs.
Yeah, they were. I'm gonna lock in with you, Santo. I'll stick with Bone Druid. So we got 2 rumblings and 2 Bone Druids.
If it's
I'll go Big Rom.
3 rumblings, Lonnie.
If it's for 3, then I'll go Bone Druid, because just being a meat sack, making your child into a mortal meat sack.
A mortal meat sack can't die. Like, it's crazy.
It's just a blob.
It's the worst existence to kids. Just cause he didn't have a good reason. Like, bro.
Dang, I wish we could put Invincible on here.
What would you put? Conquest?
I would probably put the season 1 finale. When Nolan did, that shit was crazy, bro.
He did beat the crap out of his.
And then he literally killed so many people. That was crazy.
Okay. All right. Well, we are deliberating. Well, the poll is still up. Keep on voting on the poll. For now, I'll put these 4 in limbo. So the rumbling, and then all the other ones, I'll put that all in limbo. Let's kind of talk about some of the other ones. One I want to throw out there is, which one do I want to do?
So this would be for number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all gonna put a Dio on there somewhere?
Okay, this is the one I'm gonna put out there. What the Demon King of Supreme Deity did to Meliodas and Elizabeth. I still feel like that's undervalued on how crazy that situation is.
That is a good one, but one that I feel like is never talked about: the eradication of Xerxes in Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah, with Father and Hohenheim. Yeah.
No, that's a good one as well. To describe mine real quick, because just so people who haven't seen Seven Deadly Sins yet, because I feel like everybody understands this. Destroying that for a Philosopher's Stone, crazy. So the Demon King Supreme Deity were pissed off at Meliodas and Elizabeth, so they put a curse on both of them. And what that curse does is that anytime Elizabeth remembers Meliodas, she dies every time, and she's constantly reincarnated, and they're fated to always meet. So their lifespan is basically Meliodas living his life. He meets Elizabeth. They grow up. She remembers. She dies, and it's a cycle. And they've been going through this for hundreds of years. So, in terms of like a curse between two lovers, I haven't seen anything worse than that. That is crazy. That's top tier evilness right there. To do to their kids too. Like Elizabeth and Meliodas were their kids. So yeah, peep that one. Anybody else want to throw one out in the ether?
Go ahead.
Yes, Santo.
I was gonna say this is gonna sound recency bias, but Caesar Clown, what that man did to those kids, bruh, made them dope fiends for science, and then told them that he was helping them and he was taking care of them. That was devious. Things with kids kind of get to me because I'm a dad. So.
Real.
Well, speaking of kids, is there a single moment in Promised Neverland that deserves to be on the list?
I was thinking that, but it's not a singular moment though, you know?
It's the yeah, because I was trying to because we're talking about like horrific things, like Promised Neverland comes to mind, but there's not like a singular.
I think Elizabeth sending kids to their death is crazy, but that's more like a bat. I mean, if you want to say that, I wouldn't be against it.
Unless you want to say like the first episode.
Or I think you could say the deal that was put in place to make kids cattle for the demons. I do think can be, because that's what I wrote down. The deal to put make kids cattle, basically.
Did you now, Riddell?
Yes, sir. Shout out that one.
I thought there's some evil stuff in Naruto. Like
Itachi.
Putting demons in kids.
Danzo, he killed a lot of Uchiha, and it was his plan too. So that
then putting their eyes on his arm is crazy.
That is 100% crazy. But I was trying to figure out.
Orochimaru's sick.
Orochimaru have one? Actually. Yeah, I feel like Orochimaru probably has one.
Orochimaru be grooming kids to take their bodies. That nigga is crazy. Also, it's kind of sick because that Kimimaru like thought like Orochimaru loved him. It's sad. It was kind of sad, but.
All right, let me throw another one out there. If you've seen Dororo, so in the first episode, what the dad does to his son is he makes a deal with demons, and the demons took his son's entire body basically, and he was just a flesh sack. So he had he basically had no organs, he had no limbs, no skin, and the entire body was supposed to be gone, but something went wrong. I'm not going to spoil what happens in that episode, but for the most part, this guy has to live with like prosthetic limbs, prosthetic eyes, prosthetic face. Like he is just flesh. So that is crazy evil right there.
My one is going to be from Dio. He basically has this woman cornered. She's like, you can kill me, but don't kill my baby. He turns her into a demon and makes her eat her own baby while she has like tears falling down her face. She literally beheads her own baby with her teeth.
I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. I'm gonna be honest. All right, we're just naming stuff. We gotta narrow this thing down. All right. So the poll is being done. We already got 1 and 2. Frieza, and then the Eclipse was the order. We're doing the poll for 3 and 4.
Well, I'll
figure out 5.
I'm gonna stick with Cersei getting annihilated.
I feel like Shao Tucker should just be on here for love of the game.
It'll eventually be on here, I would say.
You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there.
Is that the gatekeeper?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at 10 because it's one of the most iconic evil moments ever.
I'm gonna stick with what the Demon King and Supreme Deity did to Meliodas and Elizabeth. That's like generational torture right there. For the person you love the most, too.
Naraku is up there too. Naraku does some crazy stuff.
Naraku be on.
Naraku did some crazy stuff.
Okay, so Ty, which one do you pick for number 5?
What was 3 and 4?
That's gonna be the Rumbling and Bone Druid.
Man. I like your pick with Meliodas and 7 Deadly Sins. I'll probably go with that.
I'll go with that too.
Big Matt. Random Miles.
I'm probably gonna go with the one you said for Dororo. That's freaking nuts. He really just did it for power, and for power. Then he made his wife forget about it, and hey, here's a new kid, so that we can try to replace the old one. And then once the kid comes back, the first son, he manipulates his second son to kill the first son, and also it's like the complete disownment of his son just to get power, basically.
Nah, that's fact. Miles?
I'll just co-sign your 7 Deadly Sins one.
Okay, big bet. All right, number 6. Random, are you stick with Dororo?
Yeah.
Okay, big bet. Santo, what are you thinking?
No, I mean I completely forgot about that one, but yeah, the worst origin for a character. No limbs, no skin, organs gone, and you're still alive, bruh.
Okay, 2 for Dororo. Ty.
I thought I picked 7 Deadly Sins, didn't I?
Yeah, that's already 5, so we're moving on for number 6.
Life come at you so fast. I would do Promise Neverland. The contract, the promise to make kids farm. Yeah, it's called the promise. Yeah, we'll do the. I think it's a 1,000-year promise to make kids. Half of humanity will become farm cattle. It's crazy.
Okay, Promise Neverland, the promise. Lonnie?
I'm gonna stick with the Full Metal Alchemist genocide.
Okay, what happened to the sacrifice for the Philosopher's Stone, Miles?
I want to move the needle along. I'll go with Lonnie.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah, I'll switch my pick to that too. I'll do the promise. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna stick with the promise. Yeah.
I'll go with. I don't want to make it a 3-way tie.
How many polls do you want? Like, goddamn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to just keep doing polls.
I mean, it could let us know. It may make it faster because we will have our 6, 7, 8.
Pretty much.
I actually want the Dororo one. That was one of the first things that I wrote down, so I'm gonna pick that one. I think Hyakumaru.
Okay, I'll switch to the Hohenheim father Xerxes situation.
Okay, so we got. It looks like we got 3 people picking Xerxes, unless they change their picks. I will throw out something out there. Shout out the Shield Hero accusation. Someone said it in the chat. Kind of crazy. Accusations not okay. Very evil. Also throw out Goblins and Goblin Slayer. What they did in that anime. Disgusting. If you've seen Elfen Lied, how they brutally beat up a puppy in front of a Lucy, it was crazy. And it was like little ass kids decided to just get a something and just beat the crap out of a puppy to death for no reason. All right. My pick is what happens at Dressrosa. If I could cheat, I'm gonna say Doflamingo at Dressrosa. Everything he does there is crazy. So that's my pick. Doflamingo at Dressrosa.
I go back with the promise.
The Promise. Miles, Lonnie, you sticking with what you got?
Oh wait, I thought it was the next pick. My fault. I'm not.
The next pick.
Never mind. I'm on Xerxes still. I thought this was.
Yeah, I thought we were on to the next pick. But...
Yeah, I thought we were on the next one. Because there's 3 Xerxes, right?
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that's everybody. That it's Almanac winner. We have to hear everybody else.
Oh.
Santo Random, what do you pick?
I thought, yeah, because I picked that too, just to move the needle along.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Okay. So that's 4 Xerxes. There we go. All right, what's next?
I'll say Makima on Denji's birthday.
So she tried to break his contract.
Well, she did a power.
Yeah, I'm saying that was all to break his contract. Yeah. So what she did to what she did to him with Aki and Power was to break the contract.
Was Aki the same day, or was that like?
It wasn't the same day. It was a few days. It was like weeks later, but the act itself was breaking the contract he had with Poshicha.
Yeah.
I got the promise, man.
I think the promise is a good one. I'm still gonna go with what Doflamingo does at Dressrosa.
Think about it. It was thousands of years, 1,000 years of little kids being sacrificed. Come on, man.
You know, I'm gonna go with what you do good, but I do think what Doflamingo did at Dressrosa needs to be on this list because, like, when you're really deep, what he did, it's actually insane.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with the promise as well. Santo, Miles, Lonnie.
I'll go with the promise.
Same. I'll probably change my mind when I finish Dressrosa, but as of now, Fujitora is tough. I just need to say that.
He's him.
All right. Another one I'll throw out. What Jason does to Kaneki, his torture of Kaneki, super evil. Don't like torture over here. But I'm sticking with what Doflamingo does at Dressrosa.
The Kaneki thing's on your list?
That's not on my list.
Yeah, he was getting tortured like crazy.
So?
Okay. All right, bro. Had a whole flesh-eating centipede go through your ear. So
the Tachi killing his clan is worse than that.
What about Mahito? And that what's his name?
Junpei.
Oh, what Mahito does with Junpei is evil.
And then to the point that Yuji is asking Sukuna for help, and he says
that was just hilarious.
No, I think that was just flat out evil, bro.
That was evil.
I saw nothing wrong with him giving him a Pokemon, bro. Like he just gave him a Pokemon. He should have thanked him.
All right, Lonnie, what's your pick?
I'll go with the Mahito.
Really?
Yeah, okay. It was hilarious.
It's not that evil. I don't think it should be on the list. I'll be honest.
It was hilarious.
I think they're just evil moments. But this is the evil moments list, not a hilarious list. I don't.
It's so evil. It was hilarious. It's so evil. It was hilarious.
No, that's not how it works.
That whole thing was.
They had him. Remember, they also had him in the intro, and so like they made you think like, oh, he's gonna be a part of the crew and stuff like that. And then they turn him into an ugly ass Pokemon like that.
To the point where
what
Yuji's
mine
asking
did to
for help.
it's evil for sure. I think what mine did to what's old boy did is more evil than that.
Denji?
No, mine and Shield Hero, what she did.
Oh, they said mine.
Oh, the accusations? I mean, would you rather get turned into a Pokemon or be accused of something?
I mean, that's the consequence. I'm thinking about like what the person's intent and goal is. Like, so that's kind of where I'm going. I mean, like I said, it's evil. I wouldn't put it in the top 10, but two people said Mahito. It is what it is.
I mean, I have the Denji and Makima moment over that, but
I have Dressrosa. Doflamingo, what he did in Dressrosa, I feel like should be on this list.
But that's too much because that's like I think of 3 or 4 different moments with Dressrosa.
I mean, all of it was a part of his grand plan. Like all of it is all part of his singular plan.
Yeah. My list is based off like moments, not like a totality of an arc.
Well, it's the moment is the plan. Like that's his plan, right? His plan was to do what he did at first, and then after he has this, he did what he did with Sugar, which was crazy. Even like what he did with Sugar is crazy. So,
but then at the same time, that would be like Obito's plan, and then I can throw in like, oh yeah, he
that's a boss attack.
Like he helped Itachi, and then like also the Nine Tails attack and stuff like that.
Random.
It's random.
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I'll go with what Doflamingo did with Sugar. That's what I still think that is crazy when you think about like the context of the loved ones who are getting affected, and then the people who are just suffering, just like how the Bone Druid kids were suffering. These people who were suffering were slaves, and they're forgotten.
Is it wrong to have Smiley above that though?
No, no. Like being permanently smiling is tough, but being a slave who's forgotten next to your loved ones who was living their life like you didn't exist is crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's just a girl like crying that like how she crying while smiling. Maybe that's it for me, but I don't know. I just smiling. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The visuals. I'm gonna say my pick is what Doflamingo did with Sugar. That's my pick. Where everybody else? What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Jinpei getting turned into a Pokemon.
All right, Miles, Ty, random.
I'll go with Big Dofi.
All right, Miles, random.
I'll go with Doflamingo.
All right, random. I think he went to go get food or something. All right, well, Dofi wins, and then we said number 10 is Shao Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Shao Tucker.
I remember when I first watched that when I was in like, I think I was in middle school or high school. I don't remember. First watched episode 4 of Full Metal, bro. I was shook. I was scared, bro. I was like, what is this?
That thing that's run free on everybody's mind, bro. All right, here is the list. I feel like Santo, when you're making the social media post, this is probably not the best terminology, but this is just what I wrote down here. But okay, real quick, I'm gonna explain everything. Santo, you may want to mute because I'm gonna spoil the Sugar stuff too for the list.
Before you go, do you have to have the list up while you're doing this? It'll make the video bigger for the editor.
I don't. No, I don't. All right. With that said, unless Lonnie, you want to do it, this is your idea.
No.
Okay, I'll do it. All right. All right. This is our list of the top 10 most evil moments in anime history. Number 10, what Shao Tucker does to his wife and his daughter, turning her into a chimera. Crazy. I feel like that lives rent-free in everybody's mind when they've watched Full Metal Alchemist. Number 9, what Dofi and Sugar did at Dressrosa. Not only are you turning people into toys, but you're making them slaves and their loved ones completely forget about their existence. That's a crazy life to live, and you're also a slave at the same time. Number 8, the promise at the Promised Neverland. The promise that was made to make kids, innocent children, into cattle. Disgusting. Number 7, we're going back to Full Metal Alchemist. What happened to Xerxes? These people just being turned into a philosopher's stone. That's crazy. Number 6, what happens to Hyokimaru in Dororo? If you watched it, he basically loses all his organs, all his limbs, his skin. Everything was taken from him by his father because his father sacrificed him to demons, and he had to live his rest of his life basically a wooden doll and a bunch of flesh. It's crazy. Number 5, what happens with Meliodas and Elizabeth in Seven Deadly Sins. The deal that was, and the curse that was made upon them from the supreme deity and the demon king. Basically, Meliodas and Elizabeth are destined to basically fall in love, but Elizabeth would die every single time the moment she remembers Meliodas, and they're destined to meet constantly. This has been happening for hundreds of years. Number 4, the rumbling. Do I need to say more if you've seen Attack on Titan? The rumbling. Number 3, what Bondrew did to the kids in Made in Abyss is one of the craziest, most disgusting things we've ever seen. Basically experimenting with kids and his own child with the Abyss by turning them into immortal blobs that have no speech capabilities, can't feel anything, can't die, and just have a meaningless existence. It's crazy. Number 2, the eclipse. Do I need to say more? The eclipse. And number 1, Frieza manipulating the sands and then turning around and destroying their entire planet and basically destroying their entire race. And on top of that, basically gaslighting Vegeta and thinking it was a meteor. Kind of crazy. So that is our top 10 most evil moments in anime history. All right, gents. With that said, did we cover? I think we covered pretty much a lot of the stuff. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, were we doing read your scriptures today?
I mean, we can. That we pretty much went over all the main topics, so we can talk about some manga, ladies and gentlemen. So lock in, strap in, and be prepared to read your scriptures.
So for Chainsaw Man, did anyone read the chapter, or was it just me?
Yes, you, my boy.
I read it.
So
Yeah.
I guess we've all been. Well, you want to put spoilers on, or you yourself, or whatever, Riddell, if you haven't read it.
I don't care about Chainsaw Man enough to care about spoilers.
Okay, so I guess we got a big twist where Famine was actually that devil, and like Death was pretending to be Famine this whole time.
Yeah. Fammy was actually the Death Devil.
I did think it was there was a little like red herring with how she was introduced. I feel like we talked about this when Serena was here. It's like it's possible that she wasn't actually the Death Devil. They're trying to make us believe it is. So that's interesting.
Well, it was still interesting because like Famine, when I guess the real Famine, when she was fighting, she was like touching people and like kind of absorbing their life like she was Death. So that's what also threw me off. But
that's also Famine because you're always hungry. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but she like touched ants and they just instantly died. She's like, I absorbed their life. I'm like, that sounds like some death thing. So I don't know. But no, Famine being, or Death being Famine, or acting like Famine this whole time, being around Denji and stuff like that. Now I need to reread like some of their interactions and stuff like that. But I mean, it's an interesting twist. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't know what the whole point was, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it needed a twist, but it's cool that it had it.
Can I just say one for Sakamoto days?
Oh, you're locked in, Ty, with what's
Yo,
going on?
Sakamoto.
Oh,
You muted yourself, Ty.
You just muted.
I just saw that. Wait, am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Sakamoto Days is cooking up a 5-course meal right now. First of all, the stakes have just been. First of all, Shin's character arc in the jail, fire. That shit was tough.
Dog.
We got Shin's and Sakamoto's backstory together, how they met. We got Shin almost breaking the Sakamoto family rules about taking life. We got some of the old order members teaming up with X. I didn't see that coming out. I think Shishiba is a good guy. Remember, they were asked like Shishiba is not. He's on their side
for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna. So I was like, okay, cool. They blew up Sakamoto's store. I was like, what? They blew up the store. They said everybody gets a gun. We're gonna eliminate this assassin shit. Y'all gonna handle shit on yourself. Like I was like, it was so much happening. I was like, the stakes kept increasing. I was like, okay, how is it gonna keep getting? And it kept doing. I was like, wow. I read like 30 chapters in a row. I was like 30 chapters behind. I caught up.
please hit the Sakamoto days. The stakes are insane right now. It was so exciting.
I'm excited. I'm excited for like the whole purge aspect. The whole X to me is a really interesting character. I'm wondering what other personalities he might end up absorbing. No, the former X members are dope. Like they're really doing a lot. I'm worried that like there might be too much happening for the author to like keep it all together and like keep it like fluid. I don't want things to get all jumbled together. But no, like Sakamoto Days is in a really good place right now.
Yeah, you never have too much conflict, man. The more the merrier.
Sakamoto is definitely cooking. Yeah, when I saw them do the purge stuff, I immediately was like, "Yo, read Sakamoto Days," because now they are cooking great. The purge, no, I didn't see that coming. So I'm locked in.
You get 3 bullets. Do what you will with this. You know what I'm saying? Like that basically saying like we don't need assassins because we'll be the ones doing the killing. Like let's just leave it to society to handle this, so that people don't have to go into the life of being an assassin. It's kind of like what people call. I think X might be one of those you could say like broken heroes where he had this really bad experience and now he's like we need to eliminate this institution because it basically can break someone going to the profession of being an assassin. And so instead of that, we're gonna make make sure the world's in a safe place where they don't need assassins because they'll be the ones civilians be the ones doing the killing, which is crazy. That's a whole flip. That's fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned when they killed the supposed big bad. Like he was the
Sakamoto?
Bad. No, the boss. The boss who kind of orchestrated his brother.
Oh yeah.
I was a bit concerned. I was like, I thought he was gonna be the big bad, but then the way they pivoted right into the purge, I was like, okay, because he's the one who set everything up. He's the one who's been manipulating X. He's the one who took control. Like he's the reason why everything is so bad. But I like how they pivoted so seamlessly to like, oh, now this plot line makes sense and it's very intriguing. So I'm like,
one thing I really liked about it is that the author really played with a lot of the worst case scenarios. Worst case scenario is Takamura's ability to go to X. That was the worst thing that could have happened. Is because Takamura, he's not on a side per se. Not real like the people in the order, they're maintaining the status quo. So in some cases he might even be a threat to you depending on what side you're on at the time. But giving the main villain Takamura's ability is the worst thing that can happen. Shin's character, the worst thing that can happen is he actually kills someone and breaks the rules. Worst thing that can happen is Sakamoto to his family, their business blows up. Worst thing that can happen is that society is now, you know what I'm saying? They just kept doing it. I was like, yeah, that's fire. Worst thing that happens is that Slur recruited order members.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that could have happened. That's great writing, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it's cooking. I'm surprised nobody's bringing it up. I always thought that you guys wanted. Oh, go ahead, Santo. I think you're better.
I was gonna say, are we gonna talk Blue Lock?
We can.
Woo! That potential man don't make that list.
I'm pulling.
I can say this real quick. This confirmed to me that my dog Igaguri will be back, right? Because Nagi's not done. Igaguri, the monk. He in the same place as Nagi, so I don't want to hear that. They both locked up. Nagi in the same spot. I don't want to hear it. They both got locked off, so if we so just Riddell, tread lightly today.
No,
maybe another day. For today, tread lightly. Not too much.
Riddell, me and you both know that Nagi's gonna bounce back crazy.
We all know that, but as of now, potential boy is watching from the sidelines.
Hey, I'm just listening. Go crazy.
Yeah,
I want you guys to have your moment.
That's not my beef. That's not my beef with these guys.
And
my beef with these guys is that
you can bring up number 3 right now.
My guy is top 3, but all they want to do is glaze number 4, 5, and 7, and whoever else, and he gets no love.
Who is this person?
Love, which is crazy to me.
Who is this person?
Shido's a 3.
Shido.
Well, before we transition to Shido, because I feel like that's going to be a conversation, I'm going to say this, and I've actually told this to Miles, like me and him talked about this before, and I put this in the Discord. My preferred route is exactly what is happening right now. I actually wanted Nagi not to make it so he can fall in the deepest despair to build himself back up to become the ultimate striker. So this is exactly the storyline I wanted for Nagi. So as long as obviously the mangaka has to, pull the trigger when it comes to Nagi. I think he will, considering who Nagi that dog is, getting his own freaking movie. So I'm cooling. I'm waiting. He's gonna come back, and I'm going that extra mile. He's gonna be the best striker in Blue Lock when he comes back too. Yeah, be prepared. Be prepared. Okay, be prepared.
So we're transitioning to the next part with Lonnie, and I actually took the time to bring up some numbers of the people in the top 5. So as of now, tell me who's number 1 based on these 2 players. One has 7 goals, and one has 4 goals and 4 assists. Who are you guys picking?
4 goals, 4 assists.
4 goals, 4 assists.
Because that's 8. That's 8 goal contributions.
Lonnie?
For the sake of the argument, I'm going 7 goals.
I know who this is. I know all these people are. That's the thing.
Okay. That might not be Riddell, do you want to put your input?
Are we doing stats without context? Is that what we're doing right now?
I'm just.
You know what? Honestly, I'm switching my answer. I'm going 7 goals.
7 goals, okay.
7 goals or 4 goals, 4 assists. I'm going 7 goals too. My gut goes 7.
Random, do you want to go?
I mean, he is creating eight goals.
Yeah,
it's just because he's not scoring it himself. That shows me he's more versatile.
So you guys would rather have Shea over Jokic, is what you guys just based on that.
I mean, I'm taking Jokic.
No. That's not, no. That's not the same thing.
You're taking more points over more offense. Okay.
No, that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
I thought I had him. So 4 goals, 4 assists is Isagi, and 7 goals is Rin.
Girl.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the next 3: 5 goals, 2 assists, 5 goals, or 4 goals. Which one are you?
I know who these people. Oh my god. Okay.
5 goals, 2 assists.
5 goals, 2 assists.
5 goals.
Okay, so 5 goals, 2 assists is Bachira. Baro is at 5 goals.
Yeah,
and Shido
she was at 4. She does have 4.
Next to Rin.
Hey, Sato.
No, Riddell. No.
Lonnie, you know what's crazy? I took both my top dogs. Rin and Baro.
This is because we all like to say context matters. Context matters. Shido's getting those 4 goals next to the number 1 dude in the league, who has the 7 goals.
So he had more. So that I ain't gonna lie.
So he has less.
I ain't gonna lie. He basically like
one's on the field and then the other one's on the field, and it's 1 set versus 1 set. So he has less playing time.
So we don't run the offense through him.
He has less playing time than them, so he has less opportunities than Baro, Bachira, and Asagi.
Bro, he's shooting like 4 for 16.
Like what? Like so, contact
you see Shido's shooting percentage?
Opportunities to them, and he's still producing.
So a volume shooter who's a number 2 option. Okay, good. That's who you
want. He's a team built around him.
No.
Around him. Shido not a team built around him.
Shido is a volume shooter, bro. That doesn't work because he shoots a lot. He just misses a lot.
I picked my goats. Shido can't even go get it by himself. He got to get set up too.
And like I told you.
He has to get set up.
Like I told you in the Discord, Shido is the perfect definition of a striker. He plays in the top third of the pitch, fine. But he's easily phased out because he doesn't create offense on his own. And if he doesn't get a pass, he's completely wiped out of the play.
Thank you,
Baro
Sensei.
can create his own, and Bachira can create his own based on the stats that I just read you. And that's who you want at 3? Move aside.
Hey man, it's not the cook.
That Jokic comparison was absolutely.
That was
bro. It says hold on a second. I'm trying to find the stats, but it's saying this nigga shoot 25%, bro. This nigga he's not accurate. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Who, Shido?
But
Yeah,
he takes a lot. Shido takes a lot of this narrative that when he's playing with Ren. One, it sounds like the niggas like Austin Reeves. He getting a lot of open looks. That's what it looks like to me because the defense is going to primarily focus on Ren. Like we know that, right? And he's getting a lot of damn shots. The nigga, he should have about 10 goals based on the shots he get.
He shoots more than Ren.
But you can also say it's a personality thing.
He just missed a lot of shots.
I got a question.
He's taking every little opportunity that he gets to try to shoot.
Trash. He shouldn't be shooting.
Okay, hold on.
Well, let me real quick. Let me ask this one question, very quick, and then random cook. Is Shido J.R. Smith?
Oh, well, yes, but
they laughing, but volume shooter.
Hey man.
Hey, Shido's ass.
Where's your guy? Now I'm being. Where's your guy, Riddell?
I think Shido's ass.
Yo, okay.
No, still at 3.
My
guy's still at 3. You hated this guy at 3.
We're Team Nagi.
I ain't gonna lie. Wait, how many shots did Nagi take? 1, and he made 1 goal.
I don't know.
100%.
I definitely remember seeing panels of him missing. There were definitely panels.
I'm just trying to figure out because they say 1 game. This nigga shot 2 for 12. All right, bro. This nigga taking a lot of damn shots. He just missing.
Okay, Lonnie. Nothing. His personality is always going to be that, whether or not he's going to be on a good team or a bad team. Like that's why I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, you're trying to use Ren." It don't matter. Like he got 12 shots. Think about so that's like, oh, why isn't Austin Reeves scoring? Oh, because LeBron did. But Austin Reeves put up 30 shots. Bruh, you like him because he's the evil dude in the show. That's why you like him. Because he's the evil dude in the show. But the bro got a worse shooting percentage than fucking Zion right now. I don't fucking know.
He's Westbrook from 3.
Yeah, just in Bachira. So that's something. And he's still exactly Kai, and he's still top 3.
You know what it is though? He's a volume shooter,
still top 3.
Listen, we know that it's not all about
what you got.
It's not about 100% how good you are because obviously Nagi is not the 24th best player here. We know that. So it's more It's a lot more factors that go into it. But
what's those factors, Ty?
Y'all call him trash, but he's still number 3. So
Ty, what's those factors?
No.
I think that at least how I processed it was they did break down that certain goals are worth like a certain amount, but that it can vary depending on what type of goal it was, XYZ. So for example, I think Nagi's goals was like 80 million or something like that. That's a crazy amount, but someone else's like Barrow scored 2 goals against Bastard Munchie, but only got 30 million increase. Mm-hmm. So so that means that it's not a 1-to-1. It's not a 1-to-1 exactly. So I also think it to me there might be like an actual sports aspect to it. Like that the 76ers picked Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, bro. Did he deserve that money? Obviously he did, right? And Shido might be Tobias Harris, and that's okay. You feel me? Like,
you know what's the other crazy thing?
No,
so crazy about this bullshit ass shit Shido made is that we see literally the point of Blue Lock is every character evolves, and we still haven't really seen Shido evolve yet. And we're just expecting, like, oh, he's just going to take the same throughout the whole thing. He's not going to improve at all.
You know what happened?
I don't expect him to do anything else.
He refuses to.
Yeah, y'all violate.
All right, yeah. That to me is just because we literally see every single character get better, and y'all just assuming, oh, Shido's going to be the exception.
Wait, he has gotten better.
He's just not going to get better. That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, he has gotten better.
But aren't you a little worried that he's ranked so high? Like okay, so this is what I mean, right? When I saw Shido rank 3, I actually was surprised because I feel like he didn't really do a lot to me.
I got locked up by Kurigami, bro.
So when it came down to it, since Shido is at such a high status, and I think this is also something that's on Isagi's mind, which is very interesting, is like, okay, what is next? Like, Shido is already at the top. Like, where is he going to work from being at the top?
Where's Asagi gonna work at from being at the top?
That's what Asagi's figuring it out.
Ren and Asagi could also improve. We're assuming Baro's not gonna get better.
Asagi can create his own drive, but also Asagi's figuring it out what his next goal, what his next plan is. That's like now part of his character moving forward. And at the very least, Rin has a very easy goal to look at, and that's his brother. He'll always compare himself to his brother. So
just to be clear, so moving forward, you all think that Shido's not going to improve?
No,
I don't think that, Lonnie.
I don't think that either.
I think he's improved a lot.
And I also don't think that he's not thinking about how to get better either. I don't think
2 for 12 is an improvement. So like I'm not saying he's not going to improve even more, but that is an improvement.
I'm just saying, are you worried that him being like already like looked at as one of the 3 best is going to stagnate his growth?
No, because
not
at all. Not with his personality, because that's what he expects from himself already.
I don't think that's crazy just because Shido's one of those characters that will never be a Asagi or Red. We agree with that, right? He's not, that place is not. I think that honestly, being a rival, being one of the main rivals to Asagi, is going to, if narratively, is going to push you further. Like Ren, like Nagi, like Baro. Shido's he's like a really good guy. You feel me? Like.
Yeah, I think I said in our Telegram or whatever, I don't think he's gonna be one of those final guys that Asagi or Rin have to get through. He's not gonna be like one of those final guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
I just think his game is so reliant on somebody that he doesn't warrant a top 3. It really doesn't.
Oh well.
Without Rin's brother,
No, say juiced him, bro.
So did Charles.
This is nasty hate.
Hey, take it up with the author.
No, it's football. It's soccer. He's literally if there is one person I would say is the definition of what a striker is, the position of striker is Shido. You kick the ball in the box, he goes. But with that comes that he can completely be phased out if he doesn't get the ball. Everybody else can create. Everybody. Baro, Bachira, Isagi, Rin.
Baro can create, but he's that significantly that great of a creator outside of his own shot.
Yes.
Yeah, he's improved.
His dribbling's really good.
He's played midfield. Shido can't play the midfield.
Shido's not.
And that's what I told. And that's
not supposed to play the midfield.
And that's what I told you. Like, this is I'm telling you, I play soccer. Like, literally, Shido is the perfect definition of what a striker is. But if he doesn't get the ball, he's nothing.
And what's the point of Blue Lock? To be the number 1 striker.
True.
That's fair.
True.
That's fair.
True.
It is to be the number 1 striker.
That's the point. That's the point.
Amen. Shout out Bachira, boys. Obviously Nagi is my number 1, but my second favorite is Bachira, so I'm glad he's doing good. Hopefully he gets more time to shine.
I think the next arc, Bachira is going to be more prevalent.
I think he's going to be important, like really important.
They phased him out the last few arcs a little bit.
A little bit. But he is the one who put Nagi down, so I'm sure he's going to propel a lot from it.
Nagi put himself down. He didn't score against anybody.
Hey, man. I need him to be rock bottom. That's how you build someone up. He's about to get that Zenkai boost. You feel me?
You know what? Shido should be the one that talks to Nagi.
Hell no. He might rub some weird stuff off of Nagi.
And there is a fraud in the top 10. That guy with the white hair with that little slicking, like he's always been ranked high, and we never see him do anything. I think he's like number 7 or something. Like
after the top 5,
like he's always ranked top. I think he was like before the U20 match or whatever. He was like number 3 or 4 or whatever, ranked. We still haven't seen him do. I've barely seen him talk. So I don't get why he's always so high up against everybody. It doesn't make any sense.
Shout out Kunigami. I think he was pretty high as well.
I think he was like 7, 8.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. I'm gonna be honest. Anything else we want to talk about before we wrap? Kai said, I hope Nagi doesn't come back for consequences, but he will because he's popular. Hater. Crazy. Anything else we want to mention before we wrap up? I know the Snow White movie sucked, apparently. It bombed at the box office.
Apparently, it's worse than has a worse rating than the Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah.
I think it has a worse rating. Oh yeah, and that's good enough. Dragon Ball movie is crazy. You should have Santo. You should have named that one anime you were talking about. Oh, actually, it comes out in October. Never mind. The Disney one. The Disney one.
The Twisted Wonderland. Oh, we are here. It's coming out in October. We are going to definitely be reviewing that on the channel. If not on the main thing, it's going to be on the members only. Just know that we are definitely going to be tuning in for that.
Yeah, let's see what's in tune with that.
Right now, Snow White is rated 1.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yo, that's actually crazy. 1.5 is hate. That's hate. I'll be honest. That's just
because
1.5 is crazy.
And that Dragon Ball movie, like, I legitimately thought, like, if I was Japan, I would be like, y'all don't get anime for a while after that movie. That's what I would have done. That Dragon Ball movie was atrocious.
It was.
And it's not like a few reviews. This is 267,000 1-star reviews.
Dang.
Jesus.
That's bad.
Jesus.
I do wanna say a few things. In terms of this Thursday, we got Open Dojo coming up. It's gonna be a gamer edition. We're gonna do a tier list for the top MCs in video games. So you guys pull up for that. And then Riddell, are you gonna mention about the 2-week thing?
Yeah, I mean you could mention it.
Okay. So like I said, this week we are doing a top 10 MCs in video game tier list. Y'all pull up for that. And also because it is your boy over there,
Come on now, you got it.
reverse. The husband, the groom to be with the greatest fade over there, Lonnie, they're gonna be out for a little bit. So what we're going to do next week is that we aren't gonna have the main podcast on Tuesday, but we will be having Open Dojo 2 weeks back to back. And the following week is going to be the top 10 villains or antagonists in video game history. So y'all pull up.
Shout out my boy Virgil, bro.
I'll send a list. Oh, but when I do come back, in the coming weeks after I'm back, I have some stuff planned for BSS. I am bringing back Anime and Chill with some twists. We gotta get a little bit crazier than what we did in the previous Anime and Chills. It's gonna get a little wild. We're gonna be doing some when the summertime hits, when the new Game of Thrones drops. We're gonna be doing some reviews for that, and yeah, then I got a few other surprises loading for y'all when I get back.
For Open Dojo, I need one of y'all to advocate for Commander Shepard, okay, from Mass Effect. Please, because that dude's one of the greatest MCs in video game history, especially since you can make him. You have full control of his personality, his actions. I need y'all to fight for that man. Kratos as well. Because
how good of an MC are you if you can choose his decisions?
Because obviously you can choose his decision, but you see his personality naturally reflect. That's why he's great.
No, don't get me wrong. I like Mass Effect. I like Commander Shepard. It's just a definitely different type of main character if you're basically like role playing your own decisions. Kind of like not like, but similar. Baldur's Gate obviously make a lot of different decisions. Not Mass Effect is a little bit more linear, but I do think
I think that's I feel like I could explain that. I need to think about it, but I think those are still too different. Like there's still certain things that have to happen. Like how for instance, how you just because you saved the council, that still doesn't. If your guy was a dick the whole time, if you chose Commander Shepard to be a dick, but you saved the council, like that still doesn't change how he is as being a dick to people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just how I feel.
Well, you guys pull up because we're going to really be throwing out some names. I mean, let's just say Shepard. He's going up against people like Kratos, Master Chief, Link, Geralt, Solid Snake, Lara Croft, Dante, Leon from Resident Evil. Like
That's this Thursday, right?
That's this Thursday. There's a lot of heavy hitters.
We're gonna be on the plane, Lonnie. We can't talk about it.
Me and Random both gonna be on the plane.
We're gonna be on the plane, bro.
Hey, you better sign up on that airplane Wi-Fi and tune in. You know what I'm saying?
And Taylor kills both of us. You down 2 captains. Random might not make it back from this trip though, because we gotta be turning up.
That's crazy.
He might not make it. Pray for him. There might be a hangover moment at some point.
I'm not the one getting married. Why do I need to get prayed for? Like,
what? Because I could get messed up before the wedding, but I can't get too messed up where I'm not able to go to the wedding. That means I have to party through everybody else. So you might die the night before. you might not make it.
Oh, he's going to. Hey, Random, take another sip. Here you go, Random. Here's another.
That's diabolical.
I can't talk to any of these Spanish ladies coming up to us. That's all random. I have to. Hey, I'm gonna be the ultimate wingman.
Yeah, we gotta live it up for y'all because y'all can't make it. You gotta live it up for Miles because we gotta live it up for a lot of people. Hopefully, J-Rob there. You know what I mean? J-Rob can do a little crowd control for this.
It's just one of those things where everything just did not line up. The stars did not line up, but eventually we will get together as a collective and do some fun stuff. Threw around some ideas of like going to what is it called? DreamCon in Texas. How far are you from when they have those, Santo?
It would be in Houston, so it's like maybe a 5-6 hour drive.
Okay.
Let's get you on a plane, bro. Let's get you on a plane. How about that?
I'm down.
I love Houston. That's all I gotta say. I love Houston.
Hey, I'm just trying to go to the strip club where they got James Harden's jersey in the rafters. I'm just trying to see that for real.
That's what you're trying to see in Houston.
No. I'm just trying to look. I just think that's crazy. When they traded James, they said, "Look, this man did so much for us. We are hanging his jersey up." That's a special kind of glaze right there.
Random. We're not buying you wanting to go to the strip club to see a jersey. Yeah, we ain't
ain't
buying that at all.
No. I'm just saying that's part of the experience.
Small part. We get it.
Yeah, I'll be in Houston for the food and the vibes. The food and the vibes.
Shut up! You're gonna be right next to me.
Degenerate behavior. This degenerate behavior is not translating in the Discord.
I'm just saying I love Houston.
Heathens. Straight heathens.
That's crazy.
Houston's the new Miami. That's saying.
Hey, people who are watching this, of course, you could join the Discord. Shout out Nightbot. Join the Discord, follow our link tree. This does not excuse the goonery in our Discord.
Shout out Nightbot is crazy.
Shout out Nightbot, bro.
All right, let's get on out of here, man.
All right. Well, with that said, appreciate everybody who tuned in today's podcast. Like I said earlier, next Tuesday we will not be doing a podcast episode on Tuesday, but we will be doing Open Dojo on Thursday. So you will be getting some really good content next week for sure. With that said, appreciate everybody who tuned in. Like the video if you're watching, if you're listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, rate the podcast 5 stars. Share with all your friends, of course. Spread the word. Sign up, become a member, and join the Discord. We got some really good plans on making the Discord even a better community. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode. You have a good one. Take care and peace.